Hello. Hi. Hope everyone's doing well. I can turn the camera on, but I'm gonna say something right now that's already pissing me off. I have my OBS up here, and what is it I see? What is it I see? But we're already dropping frames. It seems whatever issue last time I tried to stream Undertale Yellow it looks like it might be the same issue. I really desperately hope it's not. And if not, we'll just do another talking stream. I mean, if it is, I'll just do another fucking talking stream. Man, your mom has dropped you on your head a lot if that's the case. Because it's been a more constant issue that's been propping up for the last couple of days. I've been having more frame issues over the last, 2 weeks than I think I've had. Oh, here we go. Watch. And I'm probably choppy now on video, aren't I? Let's see if it, am I not? Oh, it dropped there, but I didn't look choppy. Interesting. Interesting. Why didn't it get choppy then? Well, we're still gonna give it a couple more minutes. I'm gonna let this go again until 10, maybe a little bit past, and see if this issue continues. Since it wasn't choppy, that might mean I might be able to stream as normal? Question mark? I really fucking hope so. God, this issue is driving me insane though. It's midnight. I mean, yeah, it's 11 p.m. for me. It's pretty close to midnight, I'd say. Alright, we've dropped frames again. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that's just my thing loading. No, that was just my thing loading. It just loaded. Okay. Yeah, it's getting choppy. Well, Doc, it seems like that might be the only option we'll have. Yeah, it looks like we're doing another talking stream. Another... No, hold on, no, I don't need it. It's here, I mean, I do need it. Cancel, hold on, and then you... Just talking. Or it's chatting, that's what it is. It's just chatting, I need to put this to. Yeah, give me a moment, guys. Just give me one moment here. Gonna get us some music up. It seems like it's just another talking stream. I'm definitely not going insane.
That night out on the ice.
Mute tab so I can skip this out in a couple moments, and then boom. Unmute. Play a game, or I'll be a part of New Year's choice. Well, I wouldn't really say it's my choice because I'm having these issues. So I guess we're back to the black screen talking streams. Oh my god. Why? Why must you be like this? Do worse than AO3? Lol. What's AO3? I don't know what AO3 is. But hello everyone. Hi. I'm probably just gonna leave the webcam maybe off for the stream. I don't know. I don't know if I... Actually, hold on. Let's see if I can do this instead. I'll bring this up so I can at least have... I'll just put chat here. I don't need something in center screen right now because it's not like I actually can. So I can kind of... I might try keeping the cam on and off for today's stream. We'll see how it goes. How's everyone doing? How you guys doing tonight? Archive for our own fanfic, Central, and Smutty's Horror Delight. I see. They have fanfics for everything, and I do mean everything. Ah, I see. Yeah, that would explain why I'm not terribly familiar with it. I'm not a big fanfic person myself. Personally, at least. But yeah, how's everyone's night going? I finished up workout, so it's nice. So Fluffy found family to improper use of an eye hole. Fair enough. So you have a sub only matters option for sub only what? What? I have a what now? Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean a sub-only massager option for points? Doc, what do you mean by this? What? In rewards. Oh, messenger, not massager. I'm misreading. Oh, I'm stupid. I see. Oh yeah, send a message for somebody. A message in... Yeah, so... I don't even remember why that's there. I don't ever use subscribe-only messages. I think I use that as a last resort for like when... I had that as like a thing to be able to enable at one point in time when hate rage were a thing that would like happen pretty consistently. Now seeing it happen to some other people who I watched or whatnot. So I made sure to get the ability so that like people who were, I think that's maybe what it was, so that people who were still viewers of the stream could actually still be able to do that. But but I don't ever use subscriber only messages. But yeah, how you guys doing? You're gonna use it? I'm gonna take my headphones off. I don't need to listen to this music. Man, yeah, we're gonna actually swap to cam only. Now just turn cam off. See, that's the thing, I just turn camera off when it starts being laggy. But I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a day. I did my workout right before hopping on, and then I was just sitting there for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, probably, trying to figure out what game to play. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, honestly. This fucking issue has been killing me, personally. It has been draining me of so much of my want to actually stream, because it's difficult to stream when I have to sit here not being able to do a lot of things. I can't stream terribly effectively a game when I'm dropping frames like every 4 fucking minutes. No one wants to watch that. And I don't blame people, and I kind of refuse to anyways, even though it's not a good watching experience, you know? This reward is only available when subscriber only mode is enabled, so, oh, rip. But this issue's been killing me though, and it's been taking a lot of my, I can't think of the word right now. I literally can't think of the word right now. So I'm a little distressed. You know, I was literally just talking to someone about this, so why the fuck can I not think of the word I need? Why am I like this? Motivation. There we go. Motivation. That's the word I need. I'm lacking a lot of motivation recently for streaming, because the amount of issues I've been running into streaming. You know, I start going live and it's like, here, we're gonna drop frames, and you know, snap your fingers every couple minutes. It gets super choppy, you know. I start to go live and then I just see my bitrate drop to 0, and that just means that stream ends and has to restart, and that tends to be a consistent running trend. Once it starts happening, it does not tend to fade away. Been a lot of freak snowstorms and raining hardcore. It's actually taken out grids for a few days. Oh, that's crazy. I don't think we've been having like big storms. Like, it rained yesterday, but I don't think it's been really, like, I don't think we've had some, like, huge storms like that recently. I could be wrong, though. But man, it's rough. Oh yeah, I didn't change my stream title. Let me change stream title. So I popped up to a YouTube video, so I wanted to make sure. Edit. No, that's embed. How do I change my stream title for this? Hell. Fuck, can I not change my stream title from this? Do you not let me change my stream? Oh, well, I guess that's not changing. But yeah, just right now, things are a little rough. A little difficult. You have a lot of internet companies will have one main grid with side grids in different areas. So if the main grid goes down, they'll have to rely on smaller grids, resulting in piss poor quality. That could possibly be what's causing this issue. And if that's the case, then hopefully whatever's going on that's taking them out stops soon, because this is my livelihood, you know? Streaming is the only thing I can do that brings me any sort of money. And it feels really hard to do your job when you sit down to do it and you can't do it, basically, you know? It's hard. It's hard to keep up the motivation for wanting to. And also, like, man, I don't know why, I'm just in a really weird mood with some games recently, you know? I have so many games I should actually get back to streaming. However, there's so many I'm just also not in the mood for. I was gonna try and do Undertale Yellow again today, you know? That's the thing, right? I was gonna try and do... But does it bring you joy? Streaming? Yeah, it does. Talking with you guys, being able to sit here and entertain people, it does. It really does. Like a nice warm hug from homie. You know, I'm gonna say something here. You know, this might seem as a bit of a weird thing. I don't do hugs a lot. Not because I don't like hugs or anything, but at least in my kind of like how I've been kind of raised, hugs were always like something you used to like comfort someone after something bad's happened, you know? A loss in the family, some bad news, you know, that come out of something that's been gone through, you know? And, you know, again, I didn't really have like a lot of time of year and freak weather predictions. We expect kind of month or so. Oh, that's crazy. But near the end, we expect to be only rain, so it should get better. And, yeah, I really hope so. I really hope so. I really hope so. Because this is getting a little ridiculous. Yeah, say we're gonna get snow here. You know, last winter wasn't like this. Last winter, I wasn't having these issues. Also, I'm still monitoring OBS. I doubt even if things like clear up fully. I doubt even if things clear up fully, I'm gonna just do a gaming stream. I'm just probably gonna keep it to a talking stream tonight because it's showing that it already was dealing with the issue. I don't want to keep watching the issue happen after I like start up again and then have to revert it back. So I'm probably just gonna keep it to a talking stream today. Going for hugs to weird people out, double much if you're a family. You see, for me, like, hugs don't weird me out. I totally get it. It's a totally normal way to, like, express yourself. Just in my family, we don't really hug each other a lot, like, as a normal thing. It's like, I haven't seen you in ages, you know, here's a hug, or I'm leaving, you know, they're leaving, and, you know, I'm not going to probably see you in a long time, you know, give a hug then, or, like, a comfort thing. You don't really do hugs other than that, and I didn't really grow up with the chance to be friends with a lot of people in real life. Shitty neighborhood, not a lot of people my age, and any of those weren't exactly the greatest people overall. So it wasn't like I never really not hugged a ton. And it's not like I have a significant other of any kind either. So yeah, it's just, sorry, my arms feel a bit weird as well. That's the other thing, I should probably not walk out directly before stream. Because my arm just kind of feels, oh, here we go, there we go. There's some frame drops. We're gonna, black screen for a moment here. Because see, that's why I don't want to, like, go live. Because it was going solid there for a little bit. For a little bit there, that was actually not bad. And then it just does this again. This is what I'm saying. I don't want to have to go through trying to stream a game and then backtrack. Man, I'm just frustrated. I'm actively frustrated. I'm gonna close this. For now, I'm just gonna close you. I don't need you running. I'm just gonna close some things. I'm not that big a fan of hugs, given some trauma. There's a bit too much. That's fair. For me, isn't it like a trauma thing? It's just the way that hugs are for me and like how I've gone through experiencing them. It's not like... It's not something I experience a ton, basically. That's to sum it up. Just close all those I don't need running. Other tabs and windows open. If you close them, it should run better. This isn't a tab issue. The tab I closed was just a tab I'm not using anymore on something. Because I don't need it up. But don't worry. I've streamed enough. I know that this wasn't a tab issue. I didn't really have much more running than I normally would for a stream. I know this issue doesn't seem to be a PC issue. It doesn't seem to be a Twitch issue or even... I don't think it's a Twitch issue. I honestly think this is just an internet issue. So I think I can safely turn webcam back on for now. Maybe. I say that. Immediately I start seeing frame drops. Alright. Immediately. Yeah. Literally instantly. Gonna leave it going as that a little bit longer again. Nope, it's still frame dropping again. Alright. Backed off. Who wants to play some D&D? You know, I'd play D&D with you, dog. I'd do that. I enjoy D&D. You know, I've talked about this before, but I have a friend of mine who hosts for me, this kind of mock D&D thing 3 days a week. I say mock D&D, it's just less stressful D&D, basically. It's just intended to be less stressful for me, so I can de-stress. It's a lot of fun. I have a fun, I basically, made Leon S. Kennedy as a class, because it was fun. I've been using that a lot recently, it's pretty nice. No dice or any clue, and I'm pretty sure I'm a sore loser. Well, that's the thing, right? D&D isn't, it doesn't have to be, like, competitive. It's cooperative, usually. You're working as a team, you know, with each other or whatnot. So being a sore loser, I guess isn't, like, a bad, like, everyone wins or everyone loses, usually, you know? There is, like, a way you can do a more competitive D&D thing, but, yeah, if I was, like, playing with friends, I'd want it to be more cooperative, you know? But you obviously need a DM for that. Dungeon Master. But yeah, so teams gonna slow you down. Lone wolf. Well, if you're a lone wolf, then why would you want to be playing D&D with people, you know? Until I get, then please save me. Well, you can't just be like, man, I don't want to be part of this team, and then I'm gonna go off on my own and get myself into trouble and just expect us to come, you know, barreling to your help. If you want that lone wolf persona, you gotta be capable of, you know, keeping yourself afloat with that kind of persona. Joking? Oh, I know you're joking. You can't see it on my face right now because I have to hide my webcam because anytime I seem to turn it on, we have frame drops, but I could tell you're joking. It's usually a bit easier when you can see my face, when you can tell that, because sometimes I have very flat delivery, comes with living in my household. Sarcasm, something we speak quite often, and would speak incredibly sarcastic a lot of the time. And because of that, I tend to be very, like, straight, pure sarcastic, and like, it wouldn't even when I'm in call with people, they wouldn't catch them being sarcastic, because I just deliver it in the most unsarcastic way, basically. Because for me, sarcasm is very common in my household, just delivered straight. You know, there's not always obvious tells, so it's something I've gotten quite used to. But yeah, I played some horror trivia with my family today. It was supposed to be, so yesterday was supposed to be my mom and me, because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I spend time with family. However, my mom was basically gone all of Wednesday, so we moved it to today, Thursday, for the day, to spend time with each other. But my dad's hip's been acting up, so we ended up just doing a family game, and it was horror movie trivia that we settled on doing. My mom won, just barely. It was a pretty close match. Me and her both were neck and neck, basically. My dad isn't a horror movie buff, so if you're wondering why we're playing horror movie trivia, it was intended to be, okay, so like we sat down with the intention of like, all right, we're gonna play something. It's gonna involve him. Why don't we do like something that should be somewhat short, shouldn't go by super quickly, or should go by super quickly, and then we do something else a bit longer after that. So we did the horror movie trivia because it's something we were expecting to be relatively short. So that was the only game we played today because it went on super long. We kept getting some shit questions so often, more often than anything else. It was shit question after shit question. So then it went on the entire time we played, basically. It was pretty rough. So we ended up only doing the one game. But yeah, Mom won. Just barely. Like I said, it was literally me and her were neck and neck. We each needed one card to win. What's your guys' day been like? I don't know. I don't have a ton to talk about. I want to like try and... I don't know. especially with all the issues I'm having, man, I definitely think there's just some things I'm gonna have to work on. I want to get more YouTube videos out, like, more often. I've been really shit about doing that. I need to get better at it again. Get out my weekly YouTube video to play some Magic the Gathering with you. I do have Magic the Gathering Arena. We can maybe play at some point in time. I want to learn the game a bit more, play with the one friend I've been playing with recently. Dark, but not the Dark in chat. This is another Dark that I'm friends with, called Dark Archer. Probably would want to play a little bit more with him, make sure I learn the game a little bit more, and have like a better grasp of the game, basically, before really playing with more people. Because I have another friend who also wants to play Locanto. He wants to play me in it as well. But then yeah, after I get a better idea of the game or whatnot, I'd be down to play it. It's an interesting enough game. I actually have my own card game, for those of you who don't know. As it's actually possibly all of the people here currently don't know this. I have my own card game, fun fact. Not like my own personal, it is co-made with a friend of mine. And it's completely hosted over Discord. Super fun game. I actually really like it. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of strong stuff. You know, it's very interesting. Thinking of just FT and using physical cards. Oh, well, if you're even thinking about like physical cards, I don't have physical Magic the Gathering cards. I just started getting into Magic, and that's the Magic the Gathering Arena because it was free and online. I don't. So again, you know, just to get into this topic again real quick. Twitch is my only source of income, and I don't exactly make a ton of money through that. So getting like actual Magic the Gathering decks, especially with the fact that I don't really have anyone in real life I'd really play with, is at a very, very low like spot for me, because I just have so many other things that I can put money into that's more worth it in my opinion. You know, I still need to be putting all the money I'm currently getting into the Leon cosplay. I'm thinking. Actually, I haven't actually bought anything for it yet because I've not exactly been getting a ton of money, more or less. So I haven't had a lot to be able to put towards things, but I want to start getting stuff soon if I can. The fact just how much I've been making and how slow it's been has kind of told me it's probably going to be next year, not this year. I'm going to do the cosplay, and that's fine. It gives me over a year of planning and building this up slowly. More than fine. But yeah, Magic the Gathering cards aren't probably something I'd be buying anytime soon, and I don't have my own. I don't have any to really make a deck with or anything. So, I mean, that's definitely something I'd probably be down later. I mean, I'd also be getting cards at the point in time where I understood the game a bit better. So, once I get, like, any actual, like, physical cards and just, like, my own deck or whatnot, I'd probably be down for that as an eventuality. But yeah, I hope everyone's been doing well, and I'm sorry for the lack of content, basically. I really, oh man, this is pissing me off. And I'm sorry for how I am today. I'm distressed. I am frustrated, stressed out. I'm very stressed. I think it's something to really state here. I'm just incredibly stressed recently. And this has been adding to so much stress to me personally. It has been driving me insane. It has been frustrating. I just need this issue to go away. That's what I'm saying. I just need to snap my fingers and this issue just leave, so I can actually do my job. So to hear that, that's fine. It's just life's being kind of bitchy right now. If I'm gonna be real honest, life's just being kind of bitchy. Clearly, I'm not the favorite child of life. That goes to somebody else. Who that is, I don't know. Back, so I had to go pop away after saying, "Oh, you're fine. You don't need to apologize, Shark." Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's just been really frustrating. Honestly, the thing I have right now is I'm just hoping that the working out, I can keep working out, and I just need to focus a lot on that. It's kind of like the one consistent I'll have. I need to get a functioning schedule set up fully. But man, it's even harder to want to do that when I can barely be able to stream on the days I'm supposed to. It's so hard to want to be able to, you know. It's just, yeah, it's a thing. It's this whole thing. Ads are about to start. Alright, we got ads incoming for a moment, guys. That's just a warning for you. Do more of my workout. Right now I'm doing abs. Yeah. Working out's very good, you know. But yeah, grab yourselves like a drink or something, get some food, get ads incoming, and like, and there's like nothing you guys can do for that. That's like a minute and a half stuff, so just as a heads up. Maybe go to the bathroom if you need to. I'm actually gonna be right back myself. So here, you gotta get a chair stream. Ads and into chair stream. I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Alright, I'll be right back. I'm back. Hi, I've returned. Let's catch up and chat here real quick. Nicole, thank you so much for the lock. I appreciate it. Shouldn't come back. Alright, he's gone. I would have some fluff, not just any old fluff, but fluff from a cute monster who is into me. Crazy. That's not surprising at all, knowing you. The orange blob under the Michael Myers mask is staring into our souls. Why is it doing that? I don't know how to handle this. It's freaking me out. Don't stare into my soul. No, they're all nice people. That's why fantasy is great. It is strong in you. I'm no better with my fanfics. It is what is true. Hello, Anya. How you doing? Welcome into Scuffed Streams, basically. Hope you're doing well. Just been dealing with an issue recently that has basically made streaming incredibly difficult. Just to catch you up in the simplest form, I'm having constant frame drops, which is why I'm doing a camera stream where I'm just talking, because once those happen, I can just do that so that I can be, oh shit, what happened? Are you alright? I hope it wasn't anything too special or anything, nothing too bad. I treated, oh yeah, you did pretty well, dog, don't worry. But yeah, I hope everything's alright. Actually went to an ER, well, yeah, I technically had a ER trip myself recently, but it kind of worked itself out. I can tell that story off in a moment and give you guys the recollection of probably one of the weirdest waiting room situations I think I've ever had. Because it's basic story time. Because I can't do anything else. But yeah, I hope you're alright. Nothing serious, nothing came up in my scans. But, and there was no infection from my blood work, but they sent me some painkillers. Well, I'm glad it's helping. I hope whatever it is, it sorts itself out soon, and I'm glad it doesn't look like it's anything big or serious. That's really nice that it's not something bad like that. But I actually had a recent ER trip myself, due most likely to constipation. I don't specifically have exactly the details as to what in my diet led to it, but basically I just had a night where I just laid down and I started feeling really shit in my stomach, and it was just hurting a little bit, and it just kept getting worse, and then it had peaked really badly, and then I had thrown up, which apparently is something that can happen when you're constipated. Never had that happen before, never had that bad constipation other than that time apparently where I threw up, so I wasn't sure. My stomach felt horrible. It actually, the way I described it and the way it did feel was that my stomach was gonna fucking explode. So we got to the ER. You know, they did a look over me, told them everything that happened or whatnot, sent us to the waiting room. And thus started really bad not saying anything about pain until it's actually unbearable. You see, for me, I wait to go to doctors. I hate doctors. Tough it out, it'll go away person. I'm a tough it out, it'll go away person when it comes to some things. Mainly because I hate doctors again. I've had horrible medical experience. My entire family has had horrible medical experiences my entire life and before my life. It has been an ongoing thing with my entire family. We have shit doctors here. I live in a place, my sister went in when she was like in her teens or whatnot. I don't remember her exact age, but it was somewhat, it was young, you know, she was like maybe early teens, younger than that, whatever, because she had a sinus infection. And a doctor had told us that it could not be a sinus infection because your sinuses aren't fully developed yet. My mom almost died from pneumonia because, like, for quite a bit, go to doctors and they just be like, yeah, you're fine, take an IB, go home, you'll be fine. Until one was like, yeah, you should have been in the hospital a week ago. You know, we haven't had great. Hell no, sinus and respiratory infections are no, they're not at all. But our doctors here suck. I don't know what... They always have. In my experience, they always have. So I avoid doctors at all costs. So the only reason I went was because my stomach literally felt like it was gonna fucking explode. Don't get constipated, guys. It really sucks sometimes. But anyways, so back to this story. We get into the waiting room, and we're sitting here the entire time. And now this is where I almost went into septic shock oh, that's horrible. I've actually had to deal with one sinus infection myself. It was nasty. It was a whole process. Miserable. That shit's not fun. And I hate how the doctors here, they just casually treat everything. You know, my sister, one time had gone to the ER because she was vomiting up what seemed to be blood. I don't remember if it was blood. I think it was blood. It was just caused by something like relatively normal, but she was like vomiting up blood. She was in the waiting room for 3 hours, which is fucking insane for something like that, you know. But back to my story. So we were in the waiting room, and by the way, we never left the waiting room. We were there for 2 hours. 2 hours, by the way. Before we just left because at this point all the pain in my stomach had kind of subsided. It seems basically when I threw up, I think I got most of everything out, and just from there the pain slowly subsided away the rest of the night. But man, did we have not a lot of people here in the waiting room. You know, very few people ever came in, but people did come out. It was very weird. No one ever seemed to get called back for the most part. We had like 2-3 people, I think, ever get called back out of those 3 hours, and definitely more people left. We had one person roll up to us. Me and Mom were, you know, sitting there. And he came over and asked me. I don't know why me specifically, but he was asking me how he could get home. Now, I'd never seen this man in my entire life. I want to make that clear. And he was also in a hospital. She comes over, like, how do I get home? I don't know. And then he went up to fucking people at the desk, asked, and they, like, told him to wait a couple hours for the bus, and gave him a blanket, and he just went, like, curled up for the rest of the time in, like, a fucking chair. Which, I don't fucking know. We then had one person who seemed very... They were clearly had something going on with them. They were very paranoid, very loud. They yelled a lot. They were very paranoid. They, you know, eventually, you know, they got brought out for a while into the main waiting room area where they were basically yelling things nonstop, constantly. We were pretty far away from where they were, but we could still hear them the entire time. And then they eventually... The way that them leaving went was very weird, because they decided to leave, and then they were more or less, I think, kind of escorted away, but they didn't want the escortation away, so like there was this whole process of fucking getting of them trying to get them out, because like he didn't want them anywhere near him, you know, don't touch me, get away from me, and being very loud about it all. And we're right next to the exit, by the way, before eventually leaving. And then this dude, which fucking, I don't know, this was a dude, one of the dudes of all time. I don't even know why the fuck he was here, but he was waiting for a ride from the person who was taking that person away. He was waiting for them to come back to give him a ride somewhere. And, you know, he's talking about how his, you know, that person's probably drunk. You know, my wife's a nurse. Yeah, she treat people like this. She just drunk. Like, by the way, I'm just gonna say right now, both me and my mom were sitting there looking, like, just talking to ourselves about this, but this person was definitely not drunk. There was definitely something going on with them. It was not just drunk at all in any way. This person's, you know, acting very much like they know everything kind of person. And at one point in time when they were talking to one of the nurses, he just, about, literally, in like this same nurse he's talking to about this, like 5 seconds after telling her about how, you know, his wife's been a nurse for how long or whatnot, blah, 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 blah. decides to sit there and go, you know, you're very pretty or something like that. It's just like very just, what the fuck, dude? Issues happen as well. So I'm having a psychotic break, and it's not. No, it's not. And I've actually had I've gone on trips with my family, and one of the people in my family deals with they're autistic, and they can be very they have a lot of stuff going on with them, and they can be very loud and difficult to deal with. Sometimes they kind of have a lot of things going on with them, and it can be this whole thing. So I mean, I've had to deal with some stuff like this, and this was clearly not just someone being fucking drunk. So then this dude finally leaves, but is one of the dudes of all time. He literally had to talk to like everyone about, you know, how his wife's been a nurse for this entire time, and about that dude and how they were definitely drunk. He literally talked to like 3 people about this. All people who worked there. One was like a security guard, and the other 2 were fucking like people walking the front area or whatnot. Then at one point in time, so we're just sitting there in the waiting room, waiting, just absolutely fucking waiting. Just for nothing to happen, by the way. And then a dude just comes out. It seems like maybe a maintenance dude or something. He just opens the door. Because, alright, so the door's like right here, right? We're sitting like right here. The door's like right here into further parts in. They come out, grab like the schematics they have or whatnot. They're walking around with them. Kind of. And then walk back. They didn't even do anything. They looked at schematics of like the hospital for like 5 seconds and then walked back. What the fuck? And then and another thing that fucking happened was one of the security guards. Which, by the way, I know this all sounds fucking crazy, and this one's gonna be even more fucking insane, and this sounds like a fucking episode of like a sitcom or a show or something because of the insanity that keeps going on. But a guard, like one of the security guards who clearly worked there, tried to walk through that door or whatnot, went to try and open it. They couldn't open it, and then fucking like had to like use their badge or whatnot, like the card or whatnot that they have to open the door so then they could go through. Like, they forgot they needed to do this. So we're hoping that that person was, like, new or something. Because, you know. So we're just sitting here for hours. And it is just, like... Well, at one point in time, me and my mom, because, like I said, my mom is the one who took me. We're just sitting there discussing whether or not, what is going on, you know? Is this an episode of, like, a prank TV show thing? Is it, because that's what, you know, Mom had first suggested. And I was like, no, it feels like we're either in, like, an episode of, like, a medical show of some sort, either, like, a comedy one or something. Or maybe this is going to be, like, a crime show or whatnot, and this is, like, before a crime is, you know, committed or whatnot. These are, like, your... group of random ass fucking people that are gonna be stuck in there for in unable to like go anywhere at this point. It's just it was a fucking night. It was 2 hours. I was exhausted, middle of the night kind of thing. Like it was 5 o'clock. This was before I got my sleep schedule back to how I wanted it to be. So my sleep schedule was kind of shit. I'm sitting there tired and was in pain, slowly fading away. Nowhere, like, we saw multiple other people leave. They weren't anything special or whatnot. And, like, maybe 2 people from where we will get called in. There had been a shooting earlier that day. Earlier in our town. Where fucking, at least, like, 1 cop had gotten hurt badly. Possibly multiple. That happened earlier that fucking day in town, and we're pretty sure that they were at this hospital, just due to the amount of cop cars that were outside the hospital. Which there were more of those when we left, by the way. Then there was also... this was a fucking day, man. This is why I hate... I don't like hospitals. I mean, I hate doctors because they're fucking stupid, and they act like they know everything, and they never, like, seem to acknowledge the fact that they could be wrong or they don't know anything, you know? And you know, will sometimes say the most fucking dumbass, stupid shit you've ever heard. And you know, it's like, no, and it's like, oh, I'm a doctor, I know what I'm talking about, kind of thing. Also, I'm glad that we've not been having many frame issues. Hopefully, that's how things keep going from here on out. But last time I started talking about that, we had a frame drop literally like immediately after that. So we'll see. But so yeah, it was just a fucking, oh my god. This is why I don't go to hospitals. This is why I don't go to doctors. I don't go unless I'm like sure that I'm gonna be fucking like something bad, you know, or at least I think something bad could happen. Always end up being a trip, and I take as a yes, agreed, full agree. For me, that's like doctors in general. Like I said, we've had some of the shittiest experience with doctors. People in my family have almost died because doctors just ignored them or didn't do things right. Even my experiences with doctors have been subpar at best. I have this issue. Best I can gather is a nervous tick. Well, I get really gassy and burp a lot. It especially happens when I'm anxious, I've noticed. It's why I'm fairly sure it is a nervous tick. When I've had overnights, ugh. The stomach's interesting. You see, for me, I sleep somewhere, either side or stomach. For me personally. But you know, I have this like nervous tick, right? So I will burp when I'm anxious, basically. I'll get really gassy and it'll feel like it's stuck in here. And I suffer a lot of anxiety issues, by the way. I have mental health problems. I have anxiety issues. I deal with a lot of stuff. So especially with like, it just feels like it's stuck here, so it needs to get out. So I burp a lot. So we went to a doctor about this, and they said they were going to recommend us to a gastroenterologist. They never did. They just straight up never did. We even asked about them once, about this, on another visit. Never did. Wow, thanks for doing your job. I fucking hate doctors. Yeah, they literally just basically said, we got no idea what the fuck the problem is. We're gonna recommend you to a gastroenterologist, and then just never did. And then we asked about it, never did. So after we asked once and then we still heard nothing back, we just dropped it from there. Never talked about it again. I avoid doctors like a fucking plague because the doctors here suck. They just suck. They've done that with telling me they were going to send me a physical therapist. What the fuck? And they just never did? That's so oh my god, that's so fucked. That's so fucked. Never ended up going and still, ugh. I'm sorry about that. That's fucking stupid little shit, man. Yeah, I totally get avoiding hospitals and doctors and shit. We do the same thing. My mom actually got really big into herbalism because she wanted to avoid doctors from the amount of shit. So we actually treat a lot of things that we have, like smaller things, with herbs, basically. She makes a lot of good teas that are actually very helpful. Stuff for like simpler things, you know, if you're cold flu, you got a cold and flu tea. It just helps you kind of work through it a bit more naturally and, you know, on your own or whatnot. Stuff for like all sorts of different issues. Just because we have had such shitty experiences with doctors that's what my mom ended up doing. I have paresthesia in my right arm from a bad blood. Ugh. What is paresthesia? I've heard it before, but I can't like place right now what it is in my head. That sounds horrible. Oh, don't get me started on blood drawing. My mom is the queen of nightmare stories from drawing blood from her because people can't. Straight up, 99% of like doctors, like nurses or whatnot, it's a oh fuck, okay, a paresthesia and it's okay. I guess that makes sense. That does actually make sense for its name. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. But so they can't get her vein basically for drawing blood. Like people will try, and there have been times she's been stabbed like 4 times more in the arm, just because they were trying to fucking get it, and they just wouldn't get it. It just wouldn't. I think the only time she ever had an effective blood draw done was, I don't remember exactly why, but there was like someone who used to be like a pediatrician, I think it was, and they did it like in one and done. But like every other time she's had blood drawn, like never has it gone well. They've never done it on the first try. They always have to like look for it and poke and prod and like really fucking try and find it. It's crazy. I'm glad I didn't get that from her. I've gotten some things from her. That's one of the things I never got from her though, and I'm happy about it because that sounds horrible to have to deal with. But yeah, I also have, just in general, like the medical field, I've just been so fucked. I've just seen so many things fucked over from here and there in the medical field. I kind of have a little bit of trauma when it comes with psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever, therapists. That's the word I'm looking for. Not psychiatrist, psychologist. I'm stressed. Okay, I'm not thinking very straight right now. My head is a bit jumbled. It's been a bit of a day, a bit of a week. I'm frustrated because stream. Therapist. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I've had my blood drawn far more than I wish since I moved up here. I'm sorry to hear that. Why? If I may ask, like, why has moving to where you are now caused more blood to be drawn? That's very weird. But yeah, so therapy, like, and a therapist or whatnot. So, my sister had to be in therapy when she was a kid. Well, not like a kid, teenager. I was the kid. My sister was a teenager. She had to be in therapy from being a teenager. Due to just all of the different things she had to deal with problem-wise, and also a misconstrued assumption that one of the problems she was dealing with was just a lot of anger issues. So she was in therapy, and it was one of the most miserable experiences that she had to go through, and I watched it happen the entire time. But basically, anytime she'd ever start warming up to a therapist, they'd have to go, leave, gone. Either assigned somewhere else or leaving in some other way. Something would happen every single fucking time. And then she'd be in and out of therapy here and there, and then there's so many different things. But she could never like fully open up to someone, because the moment she'd start getting close to opening up to them and really start opening up to them, they're gone. And then other times they're just in and out, you know, new one. It was this whole fucking nightmare of a process. I don't think it was caused, but I ended up with a really high white count for like 3 visits in a row. And my new doctor, they were worried I had leukemia with my family history, so blood draws. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, also ads. Sorry about that. I think if I didn't have cancer, but I'm anemic and I have a blood disorder. Glad it's not cancer. So, it didn't get about ads. The way I also had a spike right there. Well, frame drop. Just kind of goes to prove my point that an effort seems to like even out and be fine. It just isn't. Which is frustrating. I really, really hope that whatever this issue is sorts itself out soon. But yeah, I'm glad you don't have cancer. But though being anemic and having a blood disorder sucks. Better than cancer. To be fair, like better than cancer. But that definitely explains a bit as to why. I don't know why I'm saying this when you can't hear me. I don't know. I'm a bit of a weird streamer. I do things in a very odd way. I should probably sit back and just like chill a bit like this. There we go. That should be a little bit better. Be a little bit comfier for me. But yeah, alright, so now everyone's back going up. But yeah, I'm glad it wasn't cancer. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, okay. So it said the ads up, so I didn't think anyone could. My doctor wasn't taking chance to my family history being very cancer. Yeah, that's totally fair. I totally get that, because, you know, I wouldn't take chances either, honestly. That's one of those times where I would be like, yeah, I'd have to actually, see someone for that. I'm very glad it's not cancer, though. So, carbonated drink. Makes you bar. But yeah, I'm glad that, I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so, man, and then, so yeah, my sister has, bipolar disorder, actually. It wasn't anger issues at all. It was bipolar disorder. So then, between her, other people in my family, the other thing I've seen is medication, and the fucking nightmare experience of going through finding the right medication. I don't think I've ever met a single person in my entire life who has had a good experience with medication, because it's always the most horrific fucking story of trying to find the right medication. And sometimes it takes a long fucking time to find that medication. Find the right one. Find the one that doesn't have bad side effects on you personally. Or one that you're not allergic to. Like my mom, she's allergic to a fucking shit ton of stuff. Like, seriously, I've never heard a good, like, finding medication story in my entire life. It's never, alright, here, we're gonna assign you this, and I've been on this for the rest of my life, and it's what I needed. When I was a kid, I got diagnosed with ADHD. We went through everything. You see, I got diagnosed as a kid with ADHD. Never got treatment, though. Never, I've actually, because I'm very... Because of all the shit I've gone through, I've just not ever wanted to do treatment for shit. Me, a poor 12-year-old paranoid, one made me sick, one made me a zombie. Yeah, that is exactly why I've never treated my ADHD. I have ADHD. I don't treat it. Because I don't want to go through that. I don't want to fucking go through. And I feel like, yeah, there's some things I deal with my ADHD that can be very difficult to deal with. The lack of ability to, like, do something sometimes is really frustrating. The one medication that worked, and I stayed on until I simply couldn't afford it, and came out. Yeah, see, that sucks. You can't even, you found the one that works, you can't even afford it anymore. That's horrible. That's the other thing I wouldn't want to deal with, but, oh. Yeah, I never got treated for my ADHD. It basically remained, it was diagnosed, but then just untreated. We've never done anything about it. And I'm kind of happy that way. I can manage it for the most part. And I found caffeine, for me at least, helps. It helps me enough. It helps me manage it a bit more. And just be able to mitigate some of the problems I have with it. But I found that I'm able to... The struggles meant my pediatrician just seemed to know when what antidepressants I needed. Didn't have to go through trying to... Well, that's good. See, that's always the medication's been one I go back and forth a lot of the time debating whether or not I'm going to have a try. Is antidepressants. Because I struggle with a lot of mental health problems. It just comes with my life, I guess. I have a lot of things that go up in this brain of mine, and it is fucked in a lot of different ways. And antidepressants is the one I've always gone back and forth of whether or not I'm going to use. I'm still very much, I don't want to really go through the process, because I've even seen some nightmare stories about people trying to find antidepressants. And the thing is, one of the biggest problems for me, I need them, I'm off right now because they make me sick out of nowhere, and I just never could afford a visit to go back. Yeah, I totally get needing them. Medication is just one of those many things where if you need it, it's something that it's there for people who need it or want it, right? God, I'm sorry they can't afford to go back. That's horrible. That's why I hate the American healthcare system. Because treatment for the thing. I hope the next time I go, I want to request if they have a liquid form here. Not a fan of taking pills every day, I assume. I mean, no one fucking is. I hate taking pills. I can do it, but I hate taking pills. But yeah, it's fair. I hope that you can be able to go back. Get stuck in my throat? Yup. Yeah, I know that feeling. It's one of the many reasons I don't like taking pills is because they feel like that sometimes. I have this like thing with my throat. My throat is a very special place for me personally. And it's a place that I am probably the most anxious about. It's a scary spot for me. I don't like things on my throat. Like, I can't even deal with a shirt that's too tight up to my throat. I have to, like, move it and adjust it because it feels too tight on my throat. Even if it's not that tight, it's too tight. I can't do a turtleneck. I could never wear a turtleneck. I would fucking go insane. I would lose it. I could not. You know, and then there's other similar-ish things, you know, like, watching movies can sometimes be really difficult if they have a lot of, like, things happening to throats. A great example was the beginning, like, first, like, half hour to maybe even longer than that of Halloween Kills? Yeah, Halloween Kills, I think it was. Fucking, oh my god. Because I have a thing, like, watching something, like, happen to someone's throat can be really triggering to me. Oh my god, it was a nightmare trying to get through the first 30 minutes of that movie because every fucking, like, kill was throat related. That, oh my quick size, the collar is too small and tight. Yeah, no, exactly the fucking same. I cannot deal with it. It just, I've actually, like, ripped shirts a bit because I kept doing this with them that I actually them a bit. And that made them wearable. I love horror movies, but throats. Yes, yes. No, I love horror movies too. I'm a bit of a horror buff. But yeah, no, it's the exact same with me. It's easier with older movies though. Like, that's the thing. Older movies that, you know, tend to have anything that happens to the throat is usually less triggering because less often back then did it look even somewhat realistic. It would sometimes look like really cheesy. So it just won't trigger me in that same way. It's because effects have gotten so much better these days that can look so much more visceral and I guess maybe not, I don't know if it's realistic. I've never seen anything happen, but it looks like, to me, it looks more realistic in that sense. So then it just becomes more triggering. It's very much, it's this weird thing with that. Because, like, for example, in the original Halloween, one of them gets killed with a throat slash, but it looks super cheesy. Like, you can tell, you like, for me, I can, like, very visibly fake. Yes, exactly. It's exactly that. It's because, like, in the original, like, you don't get a lot of blood. It just, you can almost see it being, like, a prosthetic, like, wound fake thing that you know is fake. And then that, to me, it's like, it doesn't trigger it because it doesn't visually trigger it. Because I think, for me, it is just a very visual thing. So, yeah, hats off to you. I'm sorry you have to deal with the same issue because, oh my god, I hate it. It is one of the most frustrating issues I've ever had to deal with. I'm trying to watch something and then suddenly, you know, something happens to me. It's like, ah, fuck. It's one of the reasons, it's one of the, because I also can't do, like, a lot of heavy, like, torture, like, stuff. It's never watched the Saw movies because of it. Because for me, it just triggers too much in me that it just makes me uncomfortable and ruins any enjoyment I'd actually get out of the movies. Love horror. You know, I love the horror genre as a whole. Sometimes, you know, things just go past the limit I have for what I can handle on stuff. Which is, you know, that's okay. That's an okay thing to have. You know, everyone has their limits. Everyone, you know, it's good to know your limits, you know? But man, it sucks when your limit is something that horror movies love doing. Too. They have to, oh god, yeah. No, I know what you mean, because I actually watch quite a few crime shows. You know, we watched, like, Criminal Minds, as a family, so, you know, I'm a big, like, I've watched CSI and CSI New York. Bones is also a fun show. You know, I a lot of, like, crime shows in some way or another. I've actually been watching a lot of NCIS recently with my dad. We started out watching that from the beginning quite a bit ago. We've gotten decently far in so far. Like, I watch, there's quite a few crime shows I've sat down and watched in my time. And especially on some episodes when, you know, something happens, it's just like, oh, there's a favorite. I have one of the, oh, that's actually really cool. That's actually really cool. But yeah, Bones is a fun show. It's a pretty good one. don't think I've ever sat down and watched it fully. You know, I've always quit out here or there for whatever reasoning. Sometimes it's because you need a break after one of the really rough episodes that ends really fucking sadly, and you just need that break from that show for a bit, and sometimes just not really picked it up for a long ass time. Others it's because I wasn't a huge fan of like where they went in the direction of the show. Basically, in some ways, was I almost went into forensics for college. Totally understand that. I was homeschooled growing up, and I got to do some cool things for my schooling, and because I was always a big fan of crime stuff for a lot, I actually got to take a forensics class. Chickened out because I was convinced I couldn't do math. Honestly, that's fucking fair. Math sucks. I used to like math. I hate math now. I'm gonna be honest. I hate math. I hate doing math. I'm gonna go into what I'm gonna put as being gifted has its downsides. The problem, man, being gifted can sometimes come with some really good upsides. However, there's 3 big problems that can come with it. First off, being gifted can sometimes lead to this very miserable thing of where you're very good at something and you're very good at it, right? So when you're doing it for school, you start really advancing pretty quickly, and then you get to the point where in homeschooling, right? Because this is homeschooling. So for me, I didn't have to deal with normal schooling where it's not going to do this, but for me, it was for homeschooling. You reach a point where because you're doing stuff so much, faster, and you're getting through the stuff and you're learning the stuff to some degree, that your parents now need to figure out, well, we can't just not have you do this subject, like math. So we have to keep going higher. I went into fucking I've done calculus. I've forgotten all of calculus at this point, but I've gone to calculus. One thing I've noticed is gifted programs lead to putting kids through severe burnout. Oh my, yes. The other thing is, I'm a perfectionist. Man, I hate being a perfectionist because it stops me from doing so much. But being a perfectionist and being a gifted student really means my parents were never a big pressure on me personally when it came to my being gifted. They were actually very much do it at your own pace. Just get it done and learn it. You don't need to be perfect at it. You can fuck up, trial and error. Just take it at your own pace. And then you had me. No, I can't be bad. I have to be perfect. I have to do everything right. And if I don't, then there's no point in doing it. And I fucking hate that about me. But it was a horrible thing going through schooling like this. Because between the fact that they had to keep pushing higher and higher levels of math, and because of my perfectionism, it just drove me to hate math. And I've forgotten most of what I learned, math-wise. Because I fucking hate math at this point. Because I ended up getting pushed so high because of that, and I was just always, it's frustrating. But I've always had a big confidence issue with myself, and the problem is I always push myself, especially when I was younger. When it came with stuff like, you're supposed to be good at this, I have so much beef with the U.S. school system. You see, I can't even say I have beef with the U.S. school system. I mean, it sounds horrible, but I never experienced it. My sister, basically what happened with my sister, was a teacher, so I've heard, yeah, my grandma's a teacher. My grandma's a teacher. I've heard quite a bit. There's a lot of things I've heard. She's actually a really nice teacher, my grandma. She's had to work so hard to be like the good teacher, basically, because I mean, she told me about how the rest of the teachers like handle their students or whatnot, and she's the one who's trying to she doesn't want her students to fall behind. She actually tries to work with them well. Why are teachers paid so little? I don't know why they're paid so little. I don't know. Don't ask me. Why are you paying the people who are literally the livelihood? They are the people who are teaching the youth what they need in life. And there's so many things I gotta sometimes question why is covered in school and how they're covered. Man, my mom, so to go over this, right? My sister and I were homeschooled. I was homeschooled fully. They're supposed to be... That's such a good question. There's so many things I feel like that could be taught in school that are more important, and other ways that they can teach things that are also more important, because there's a lot of things in schooling that are focused on
that just honestly aren't that important. History, some things that are taught in history, yeah, history is something that should be taught. However, they make it all about memorization of dates and names of people, like generals and whatnot. Something my mom actively avoided. Like suing the school system. Fuck, someone can do that. That's crazy. If they can, although at the same point in time, they're just gonna fuck over teachers, though, probably. But my mom actually always like focused when it came to history on like us understanding what was like happening, but also like the other side, like what's happening to the day-to-day lives of people and how they're being affected during stuff. Like especially a big focus during like the wars or whatnot. I hate fucking learning about the wars. Wars always have bored me. I'm not a war person. However, my mom, it's a really cool video pointing out how the system hasn't changed in 100 years. That's insane. They do. History lies. That's why my mom focused on us like multiple sources. Always. You had a lot of different sources. You didn't just have one source. You had multiple to get a good picture. And you'd see things from different perspectives, right? Like my mom would have us read about stuff from the perspective of like the day-to-day life of people during stuff or whatnot, and get a perspective from them. Like for example, during like the wars and that, you'd get, it wasn't just like America's perspective, like we got a world's experience perspective, so you could actually understand what the different people saw and like everything else to try and yes, history books are, well actually it's not even fully true. History books aren't just written from the perspective of the winners. History books are written from the perspective of where the person came from. Because you could take a history book from America, and even if America isn't the winner, it will still paint them as such, and it will paint them as the good guys, even when they aren't the good guys. Man, America's done some shitty ass fucking things, and not covered at all by some of the American fucking history books. They just completely ignore it because it doesn't go with their perspective of how they want it to be. One from the South and one from the North. Yeah, no, definitely. Because it's painted to always make you seem as the best possible. So if it's from a different place, it's going to be different. Either if that's just different areas from the same place or even just a completely different place. It's fucking insane. The amount of gaslighting that the history books do is insane. So I totally understand. Yeah, my mom always wanted to avoid this problem because she is very well aware of it. So she always sought out a lot of sources for us to take in, so that we got the best understanding we could of the actual things that happened. That didn't ignore the shit that fucking people did to each other. In history, when I was in high school, didn't even talk about Cajun or Creole people were slaves. Oh. Why would that, you know, that doesn't seem like an important thing to tell people. Man, yeah, my mom, I'm actually so glad I was homeschooled. I mean, I've heard stories of her, like her schooling or whatnot, man. But I'm glad. I've forgotten a lot of stuff schooling-wise, I will be honest. Like White Cajun slaves, that's how we ended up in NOLA. They were brought down from Canada. You know, I don't know if I knew this and just forgot or didn't know this, but I don't think even I specifically can remember this. That's not something that's immediately like ringing a bell in mind. That's interesting. The more you know, or I already knew and forgot, because I was saying this. I've forgotten a lot of the shit I've learned in school, sadly, because I'm scatterbrained. My brain is a thing. My brain has problems holding on to information, especially if I stop specifically seeing it as like useful. It's gone, unless I need it and then call upon it in random opportunities. And this happened with a lot of the stuff I learned in schooling, where it is this like jumbled pot mess of things in my head, and trying to like tap into anything specific, like trying to remember a specific fact. Oh my god, it's a nightmare. Yeah. Oh yeah, mine too. There are times I can recall some of the weirdest memories I can recall for no reason, and there's others that could be way more impactful, way more important. Nah. Why'd that need to be there? Another thing, geography, right? I don't know how geography is really taught in schools, but my mom taught us in geography a really cool way. Like Hamilton misspelled Pennsylvania on the Declaration. Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a nice random fact. That's cool. But how was geography taught to you? Because I know it's gonna be vastly different how my mom taught us geography, and I loved how she taught us geography. Geography wasn't about memorization of where things are on a map. That was never it. Because let's be honest, who the fuck needs that? You don't need to have the entire map of the world memorized to be able to look at it and be able to pinpoint where things are. Especially in this day and age, you don't need that memory, like that type of thing. So for us, it was all about planning a trip. You would be told you basically had an infinite budget, quote unquote, infinite budget. Just plan yourself a trip to that area. Because the whole point of it was that you could get an idea of like what it would be like touring there, basically, you know, like what are like places you want to go, like get an idea of like the locality of the area or whatnot, like where you'd stay, place you'd go and visit, stuff like that. So you'd be more of like what you're actually going to use anytime you'd go somewhere than I know this is on a map. My geography teacher thought the map thing was BS and instead taught us small sections of the map and focused on history of the area. Okay, see, history in the area makes sense as well. That's a totally fair thing. But yeah, for me and my mom, how she taught us, geography was great because it was planning trips. I guess sit there and just like research like a place and be like, I want to go like spend, you know, you'd have, I don't remember if it was like a month. It was like you planned like a month-long trip or it was like a 2-week trip. I think it may have been a month. I think you planned a month trip to like a place, and that was geography basically. Because it was so fun, because then my entire time would be like looking up like the most interesting things to do while you're there, and like, ooh, food, like you like you'd plan it like, oh man, I want to like eat out at these places, like go visit these places, like history museums of the place or whatnot. It was a really fun way of doing geography. Actually, geography was one of my favorite subjects growing up because of this, because it was such a fun way of doing it. It was actually super enjoyable. One of the few subjects I think I always was really consistent about doing, and actually like loved doing, because man, there were other subjects which I just sucked at. Let me tell you, science was always an interesting thing. We were very hands-on science, a lot of like fun kits super early on, and that kind of pitted out because money early on, and then it was really nice, and then kind of middle was history was always main. I always studied, bro, don't even get me started on archaeology. I love the concept of archaeology. I'm also a big like, for me personally, old history was always my favorite history to learn about. Man, learning about like ancient civilizations or like dinosaurs and stuff, always my favorites. They insist on the fact I'd just be a teacher, and at the time I was against it. You know, that's fair. I can understand that. Especially like when you want to go into something that's like, I want to be hands-on. I want to be the one like in the field. You know, I want to be like the archaeologist, you know, going in 6 months in Rome. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. It is really cool. But yeah, ancient history was always my favorite when it came to history. But for me personally, the big thing that I always especially loved dinosaurs. Man, I had 3 different times in my schooling where I had an entire like dinosaurs-based class. I was known as a big dinosaur buff. I actually need to get back into like keeping up on stuff going on with dinosaurs, because I do absolutely love dinosaurs. I mean, I was a kid I was a kid boy. Who the fuck didn't? Egypt. Ooh, yes. Egypt was always one of my favorites. Had I gone to the University of Cairo insisted, I think I wouldn't have blamed you. Egypt was always one of my favorites to learn about. Egypt was, it was just awesome. There's always such cool like history. You know, I loved learning. The other thing I loved learning, they made a new reconstruction of Dinosaur Folk. Ooh, did they? I have to take a look at that, because that's actually really fucking cool. But I've always loved how our understanding and perception of dinosaurs have changed so much over time as we've discovered more ways of being able to figure out stuff. The area around them, you know, where dinosaurs came in. You know, there's like so many cool things you'll find out about dinosaurs just as time have come on, and how our understanding has changed about them. That's actually the thing I love most about our own history as humans. Our understanding changing so much over such like short periods of time. I mean, another great example of that is medicine, and how it's changed so fucking much over like the last couple hundred years. Bro, medicine over the past couple hundred years is one of the biggest changes that you will ever see in history, in my opinion, from how we got about dealing with stuff. It's crazy. It is. It's actually it is literally my favorite thing about human history as a whole, is learning about understanding of things and how it's changed, more so than anything else. It's such an interesting thing to look at and to see. I know. I know I know when you say that automatically, and it's just like, what the fuck? But then it's like, they're so much smaller, and they were intended for. Yeah, I know. It's medicine itself is a fucking nuts field. It has been insane. The stuff we've done for the sake of medicine. It fucking nuts, man. But yeah, no, history was always one I kind of enjoyed. Science, I was great at some sciences. I sucked at others. Man, I hated chemistry. Chemistry was my least favorite of all the science to deal with. I could not do chemistry, man. And then I also had me doing math with chemistry as well, and I just fucking hated it. I hated chemistry. You want to know what science I loved, though? It is the fact that we have evidence of brain surgery in ancient times. Do we? I mean, I can't think of, like, many, like, examples of that. Hold on, I actually need to go to the bathroom real quick. That's why I do for getting hydrated, so I'll be right back. Oh, ads are about to start as well. So, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You got ads, so you got a moment. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Don't know if the ads have finished or not. It seems like they may have. It looks like drill holes and healed boxes on skulls. The assumption is an ancient version of a lobotomy. Oh shit. That is actually really cool. But yeah, no, I fucking... History was always like, oh, I came back as the ad started. Never mind, my bad. I thought I managed to time myself perfectly. No, I had the exact opposite of perfect timing, it seems. But, that's actually really cool. I didn't know that. But yeah, for me personally, I don't even know if you can hear me on here, but, science, was always iffy. I love science as a whole. And there's so many science I gotta do that was really cool. I hated chemistry. Like I said, I actually hated... Must love me today. I haven't got... Oh, shit, that's awesome. Oh, happy with that. But, biology. Biology was my jam. I nailed biology out the window. I loved doing biology. Personally, I've always been someone who loved animals, myself especially. So, like, one of the science I was in... Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically it. You know, yeah, more or less. But man, I was amazing at biology. It was my favorite science I did ever, period. I was really good at it, actually, for the most part. Like, all the questions, for the most part. Very few times would I get stuff wrong. Was my favorite. I used to knock my workout so fast I was allowed to go. That's great. See, my personal favorite of all the sciences I got to do was forensic science. I talked about this a little bit before, but I did an entire class dedicated to forensic science. I even had, like, fingerprinting kit. I had books going over, like, forensic science stuff. Really cool stuff, actually. Man, I still have to say one of my favorite classes have always kind of boiled down to the really fun ones you never get anywhere else. Could have done something like that. It was so cool. This is why I love being homeschooled as well, is because there are some classes I've taken that you would never see anyone take in a normal school. I've taken a class on forensics. I've taken a class on serial killers. Learning just about serial killers. This has mean I've actually learned a little bit about like behavioral studies on stuff like that. You know, I've learned about quite a few serial killers and like, you know, who they were as like a person and whatnot. All the things like that was a fun class. That was a fucking cool class I gotta do. I gotta do a class on filmmaking and film appreciation. One of the longest classes I had going in the later ends of my schooling was filmmaking and film appreciation. Fucking loved it. Christian prep just forced us. Ugh, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds accurate. But yeah, actually I'd say filmmaking and film appreciation was my favorite class, especially because that ties to me personally. For a pretty long while now, I've wanted to get into filmmaking in some way or another. You know, whether it was through like doing stuff on YouTube and going into entertainment that way, or if I ever actually got into like proper filmmaking. Filmmaking has been kind of a bit of a passion of mine myself. And I've always really loved it. And filmmaking and film appreciation was one of the coolest classes I got to take for that, because it really tied to me personally and something I've always kind of loved. But getting to like learn to, something I will say right now is, if you ever plan on taking a film appreciation class, I'm going to warn you. I'm going to give you a warning about something that makes perfect sense, but also wouldn't click when you first think about it. I love to watch a small film. That's actually really cool. That's awesome. I love to hear that. But if you ever take a film appreciation class, I'm going to warn you right now. Be prepared for your view on movies to change. Because it kind of opens your eyes to a lot of things. And it changes how you look at movies. I used to just kind of be able to watch a movie and I didn't think much of it. So I wouldn't think much of it. However, after I took a film appreciation class, I started thinking a lot more about the movies I'm watching. Now, this doesn't mean that I can't just sit down and enjoy a dumb movie for dumb enjoyment. It actually means I can. Ironically enough, it actually makes it easier to enjoy some movies for just pure stupidity and enjoyment purposes. Because at the end of the day, that is the point of a film, is to be enjoyed. Film is a form of entertainment. A movie doesn't need to be spectacular, doesn't need to have the best special effects, the best acting ever, as long as it's entertainment. That is actually its big thing that needs to be. And as long as it entertains you, as long as it's good in that sense, you can still have a fucking great movie. I took, because our teacher was cool, was so fast. There's actually a lot in movies that really makes it, in my opinion, its own form of art. Movies, I would argue that movies are a fucking beautiful form of art. It's coming from, I don't even watch a lot of movies anymore because I don't have time, and I don't know why. I just find it really hard sometimes to sit down to watch movies. But movies are their own art. They're beautiful. They're just, especially when well done and well crafted. The cinematography being mixed with, like, everything that goes into making a movie is but that is why Marvel has upset me. You see, I can understand that to a degree. I have my own like gripes with Marvel myself personally. I really enjoyed quite a lot of the movies, but I basically lost interest after, you know, Infinity War and Endgame. That they've more or less lost me on a lot of the things they tried doing from there on out. One thing I personally hate. I hate the TV showism of pop culture, especially when they're interconnected TV shows. I hate the interconnected TV shows. To be able to understand everything that's going on in this universe, you need to watch 20 million TV shows. So much into the movies, and now everything they put out is rust. Yes, no, definitely rust is the best way to put it. I fully agree on that, you know. And the other thing I really kind of dislike is, do I like the weird movie to have an 8? Yeah. I hate that move. I hate it. And it's something that's been going on for quite a while. I hated it when DC did it with like their DC TV shows, and the DC TV show like universe. We had like Arrow and The Flash and
Supergirl and this or that. I was like, man, I tried watching it for like a season. We didn't really like it that much. I didn't like it that much. I never really watched past that. Flash season 1 was really good. I never got to watching it past then, but I heard like after season 1 it's dropped off massively. Never even was really that interested in watching Supergirl. All these shows had these like crossover episodes, like to fully understand everything going on in those, you need to be watching all the shows. I fucking hated it when they did that. And then more shows have gone on to doing this. More IP have gone to doing this, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. It's something actually I'm gonna animate stuff is a million times better because they don't do that. See, I've never actually sat down and watched a lot of like the DC animated shows. I've always kind of wanted to get into watching both the DC and the Marvel like animated shows, but I don't watch a lot anymore these days. So I just mainly I'm watching them with like my family or whatnot. So I need to get to watching them with them basically in some way or another. Because I watch TV shows with my dad. I watch a little bit of TV shows with my mom, mostly YouTube with her, and then we have family shows that we watch. But I know that they don't do that, and it's something that's so fucking nice, and I hate that. But I'm gonna say this right now. Something I hate about media as a whole is very much media over time has kind of taken on this form of, it's really funny how I'd put this, but you know how one of the best ways to get big as a content creator is specifically to not have all your content in one spot. If you want to be a big content creator, you don't want to just be streaming on like Twitch or something or making videos on YouTube. You want to be streaming on this platform, making videos for this platform, making shorts for this platform, and this platform, putting yourself out there on this platform and this platform. It's that same thing, but with normal media. Both in like Five Nights at Freddy's, I love the series as a whole, but the fact that sometimes to understand stuff, you have to be like, you have to read all these fucking million different books, stuff like that. You have stuff like that where it's like they're all over in all these different forms of media, and some have it so you need to be watching them. It's like, the DC stuff where you had to be watching all the different shows to fully understand what's going on and stuff like that. I hate how that is kind of taken over how we put media out as a whole. Strides of the internet and how connected we are is going to be out. I agree. I full-heartedly agree. I'm gonna say this is really funny. I love streaming. I absolutely love streaming. I've met so many people I would never have met through streaming, through the internet. However, on the day, sometimes I'll be sitting there just like, man, things were just nicer when the internet didn't have everything, everyone, everywhere, all at once, at all times. It was nicer when there was more, like, nicer at least in my eyes and how I feel like it would feel. I grew up on the internet. I'm, the first generation that really grew up on the internet. And I don't know, it let me be really interconnected with people I never would have met otherwise, and I love that. But at the same time, I feel like I would have also really loved there to be more potential for other things on the internet, and I fully agree. Everything being so interconnected the way it is I fully agree going to be the downfall. I think it is one of the most miserable things about the internet. That and the fact that the internet has made everyone feel like they are entitled to be able to say whatever they want to whoever they want with no downsides. They're not going to be punished for it. I could look to someone else and go, you should kill yourself now. No one's stopping me. I can do it to the anatomy of the internet. Nothing stopping me. And the fact that people have become so willing to do that is depressing, honestly. Because they're able to hide behind the internet for that form. From being very connected and it being good to the fact that you cannot go outside and be guaranteed someone won't record you and upload it. Yeah. No, I get what you mean. And now, I'm someone who I actually record me, like, so I'll say this right now. I do, like, I had a series originally. It was weekly walks where I'd go, like, walks around my town or whatnot and, like, do recordings. And I have another series I'm working on, which is still me, like, recording myself doing stuff. But if it ever, like, involves other people, right? Like, if I'm going outside and I'm going to, like, walking and I, like, walk near people, I always try and angle it so I'm not recording them. Or, like, just try and, like, hurry on. I don't like speak in those parts. I can just cut it out unless like they specifically actively want to be in like the video. Had that happen a couple of times where people like wanted to. was gonna record me going to this army surplus store I have nearby, because I'm working on a Leon S. Kennedy cosplay. And I was doing some, like, kind of looking to see what they had, to see if they had stuff and whatnot. And I'd walked in and I had my camera, but it wasn't on or anything. I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I record? Because I ask, if I'm going to go into an establishment, I'm going to ask the person like running the establishment, who I'm going to be recording, hey, do you mind if I do this? Is it okay if I do this? Consent. I want them to be consenting. I'm not just going to record someone who is not kind of more or less consented to being wanted to be recorded, because that's shitty. I wouldn't want someone to do that to me, and I wouldn't want to do that to someone else. So I always I try and be the best type of content creator I can in that sense, where I ask, I make sure that they want to, or that they're wanting to be recorded, and if not, I ain't recording them, just straight up. I saw a video of a guy who just wasn't super engaged with the drag show, and the person recording being an asshole and acting like he ruined the night, and it's like, you don't know what this dude's going through, right? And at the same time, if I'm gonna go to a show or something, sometimes I don't need to be I personally have been to a drag show, but I'm thinking this any type of show or anything, right? If I go to a concert, a movie, a drag show, a fucking theater performance, something like that, you don't need to be super involved in that. Sometimes just sitting there and watching it, that's not, you're there, you spent the money, you went there, you're there, that's enough. You don't need to be the most interactive, involved person in the entire audience to be enjoying something. That's crazy to expect every single person. Maybe, I bought these tickets a while back, but man, it's been a really shit week. I just kind of wanted to sit, relax, just kind of enjoy this. I wanted to make this. I barely just made this because of how fucking rough everything's been. But hey, I'm here. I just want to enjoy myself. Just kind of sit back, relax, and just watch. So entitled and think they have the right to just, yes, no, I fully agree. And it's why I've always, because again, as a content creator, I do record myself out and about in the real world. I avoid that as much as humanly possible, because it's one of the plagues I've seen of content. It's just people going about their thing, not caring about a damn thing, recording everything, not caring about the people they're recording. I want to be the person who cares. If you don't want to be recorded, good. Don't be recorded. I ain't gonna record you, because it's shitty to do, because we live in a point in time where people don't care about personal privacy and personal space. We don't care about those things anymore. We as a society as a whole have just moved on the topic of people not wanting to be found by literally anyone who be able to fucking record you just slightly and not put you up for the entire fucking world to see. Be asked my consent, then be yes, exactly. That's exactly it. Because again, me, it's an option, right? Yeah, same. And honestly, if there's just I just don't want to, and say no. And it's I appreciate someone asking me, right? That's why I always go out of my way to either ask or assume on the no than the yes. You always assume no, because personal space and personal consent, people not everyone's cool with everything, and that's okay. It is okay not to be cool with being recorded. That is an okay thing. That is a good on you for knowing what you're into and what you're not into, and for I totally understand. The other thing that I totally think is a really not great thing I've seen a lot of people do is a lot of people record their children at young ages and put them out on the internet, and I myself personally would never do that. I talk sometimes about my family and whatnot, but I always try and respect that without most, thing. I don't put out personal information. I don't put out names. Unless I, really slip up and accidentally, say a name or whatnot. But I don't think I ever really do that much. And I don't give, specific ages. I don't put out, my sister has 2 kids. And I'll say that. She has 2 kids of ages. I would never record them in a video. Ever. Because no, I would never do that. It's just, that's the thing you just don't do. I hate family vloggers and family, because the children don't have a choice in that, right? You're not giving the children a choice, especially if they're super young. They don't have a choice to be able to say, no, I don't want to be this. They need to be exposed to it. No, they don't. We did not see what happened. Did we not see what? Yes. No, it's exactly that same thing. Oh, I would never wish that upon anyone. Ever. It's one of the reasons why I always like ask for consent for recording. Because at the end of the day, I can make content another way than recording someone else. I don't need someone else to be there for me to make content. So if they don't want to be there, or they don't want to be in the content, they don't need to be. Cut that out. Gone. If I was recording, like, because I've been stopped by a couple people like during walks or whatnot, and I think one of them at least just kind of didn't want to be in the video or whatnot. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I just cut them out because they had been recorded slightly, because I'm not, you know, perfect. I do sometimes anger it wrong or whatnot, but I didn't, you know, I wanted to respect their privacy as much as possible. Don't even have that video anymore. Period. Because again, like, sometimes when you're walking, like, outside or whatnot, you would just walk past people. I always try and cut them out completely whenever possible, because I don't want to be that person who just doesn't care, you know, and just puts everyone everywhere. But yeah, no, it's not hard to respect people, and it is not, and that's something that we as a society have just kind of stopped doing a lot of the time. I feel it feels like this day and age we just do that less than we ever did. And there's already people who just don't care. There's always been people who don't care. Don't get me wrong. There's always, from the fucking beginning of time, been people who just did not respect people's boundaries. You know, there's a lot of things. And, you know, there's always been problems. But it feels like the internet has just made this problem exponentially worse. Because accessibility, being able to literally ignore someone's boundaries and whatnot, has become easier. I mean, hell, all that AI shit going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm someone who is, so I'm going to say my personal view on AI. I think as a tool, AI has its uses. However, AI has been pushed way too far into what it is capable of doing that is fucking horrifying. It is scary. Every day I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all the shit that happens with AI, and I'm just going, we are literally moving forward into a dystopia. We are literally moving full force into a dystopian future. Practical use, but my issue is the blatant theft that has come with it too. You see, for me, I think AI has some great usage in certain things, especially in like filmmaking and being able to do like certain things. Not specifically AI generated art, right? But like in the editing process, giving editors AI tools to help be able to maybe like edit things a little better. I think it's something that can totally be done. And AI can do other things here, you know, like, I think that if you use AI to, like, for example, the usage of AI it's a very weird thing with me personally. I think if you use AI to help you with something, but not do it for you, it can be good. AI doing something straight for someone is bad. AI theft, bad. So I will say one thing on AI art personally. AI editing does natural adjustments is helpful. AI art that is trained on stolen art is wrong. I can agree to this. Now I'm going to say one thing. I will say, at least in my personal opinion, and you are fully right to disagree with this. I think AI art for completely personal use. For example, if I just went to an image generator and I just make like, I want to get like an AI art of something, and I make that, right? If I'm not putting this out like online, I'm not trying to sell this as my own art, I'm not trying to like make money off this art. If I just want like this picture, just people to look at it. Not even like putting it out anywhere on the internet, whatever, just I wanted to look at this. Or like maybe share it with a couple friends of mine, like, hey, I generated, you know, this bit of art, I think it looked like cute or whatnot. That, in my opinion, is about as far as AI art goes and being fine. Because at that point, you're not trying to specifically like monetize it in any way, or use it for anything in specific and whatnot. Use of silly things is okay, but the lack of ethics, yes, fully agree. Like, because there's one time where me and my friends, my friend, I don't know specifically, he was like, he had a
I think a subscription to something, or is a free, or it's like a free use website, just has limited uses or whatnot. But he had like a limited amount of like prompts he could do. So like me and my friends were just in call, and like we spent like, I don't know, like an hour just generating the dumbest concept idea images. Like we almost did like almost a Mad Lib style thing. Like we just like say some stupid idea, work a couple things in there, just see what got generated because it was stupid and silly. You know, shit like that. You can have fun with it, stuff like that. It harms no one. But the moment you push it past those boundaries of private use of stuff like this for fun or just for like the tiniest little purposes, it becomes a massive problem. Because the thing is, AI is inherently built off of other things. AI art is trained off of other art because AI can't make its own art. It can't just snap its fingers and make something. It has to be trained off of something. And I think that if an artist, you see, this is the only other way that AI art, in my opinion, can be done well. It's if an artist trains an AI off of their own art to help them in tiny little things in their art. Again, I wouldn't want them to fully, like, just make a ton of art of their own, train an AI off it, and just hand off their job fully. But if it's done to help them in certain ways, and it is trained fully off of their own art, that's not a bad thing. Because like I think you could use AI art to do like some really good like preliminary like baseline building blocks for like doing art. If you trained it off of like your own art and like sketches basically, to give you like a good building base of like a concept, and then basically be able to look at that, get like an idea of like, okay, is this kind of what I want it to look like type thing, and then be able to kind of go off of that. Could be a really great way where artists could use AI in conjunction to help them do their job. But again, that's helping, not fully doing. That's the big thing I think with AI, is that AI has gotten to that point. And again, I'm always thinking in like little ways. You know, I hate that AI has gone to the point of being able to look realistic in any way, either towards an actual artist and what they'd be able to put out, or life. AI should never have gotten to the point where it can make things look like real life. That is scary. That is horrifying. That has me legitimately terrified. Because why? Who wanted that? Who? You should not be creating an image or a video that is AI generated that looks like real life. That scares me. That means I could fake evidence of a crime that never happened. And now, how are you going to know that this evidence is fully real at this point? That's terrifying. That's horrifying. And that is the reality we live in this day and age. That's terrifying. AI has gone way past the point it should have. I think AI really has potential if we fucking work on cracking down on it now. We as humanity need to work on laws against AI now. We need to work on keeping we need to work basically in what AI is capable of doing now. Laws against using it in certain ways now. Because if we don't, AI gets more and more advanced every day. Just look at the last year or so of AI. In its infancy, everything looked horrible, and everyone's like making fun of it. Man, this looks horrible. A year later, it doesn't look so bad anymore. Now, you start questioning everything. Because even the way of being able to pinpick something being AI is becoming harder and harder every day. AI goes fast. And humans, and especially legislation and getting laws out, is slow. So they need to be working on this shit now. Because if they don't, it might be too late. And then shit starts happening. Bad stuff. Wrong people get their hands with AI, especially with how they're able to do realism in some ways. Chaos. Government has their priorities in the gutter. I agree. Man, the world's fucked. I'm gonna say it right now. I have a feeling the world is just kind of fucked. Because another thing I'm gonna say right here, you know, not to get political or anything, but can we please have people who are like younger as like presidents of America? I do not need like 80-year-old white men as our president. Please. Can we have someone who doesn't like have a potential of dying of old age?
in the next 5 years be who is leading the country? Please. Real, we do not need old men with a foot out the door making decisions that they won't be allowed to see the effects of. Exactly. I have a lot of problems personally with the American government system. I'm going to say it right now. I think the way that we have all these hoops that everyone has to jump through, all these problems, and putting anything out, it's... America sucks. Fuck capitalism, man. Capitalism is driving everyone fucking insane because the price of living just keeps going up. The price of stuff keeps going up. Minimum wage doesn't keep going up that much. It does not keep up with it. It gets harder and harder to live every day. Harder and harder to afford the ability of survival every day. That should never be a problem. That should never be a problem that people have to deal with. Late stage capitalism will completely fall apart. Yeah, I agree. Man. I hate coming that just I hate the world, honestly, in a way. You know, I'm just watching all of this transpire and I'm going, man, we're fucked. I hate to be like nihilistic on this aspect, and you know, I don't know, is nihilistic the right word here? I hate to be like all doom and gloom about this, right? Has major issues with war and fear-mongering. Oh, fuck yeah, it does. Oh, you're not wrong. But I hate to be all like doom and gloom about all these things. But the problem is, it's hard not to be. It's hard not to be when you see all these issues that just stay untreated. When you keep seeing the cost of living go up, but your ability to get money, not. You're not able to keep up with the cost of living going up, and it's gonna keep being a problem. When you see how fucking flawed our government is, and you know, over the last like couple years, I mean, look at this shit that happened. It almost felt like we were going back in time with some of the laws getting passed. You know, fucking crazy shit being done, like undoing years and years of stuff. Hello there, Connor. Hello. How's the day been? Well, it's been a day. We've got me and Anya are just kind of sitting here chatting right now, just talking with the stream. How much longer stream? Unsure. I'm probably gonna be ending somewhat soonish, maybe. But I've been dealing with bitrate issues, which seem to have been spread out. I have a 4-day weekend, Friday to Monday. Ooh, nice. Maybe another hour? Yeah, an hour would be like the maximum would go. It's supposed to be minimum living rooms. Yeah, you're right, Anya. It is. But is it? Which Toy Story movies have I seen? I've seen the first Toy Story for sure. You know, great movie. I've seen Toy Story 2. I don't think I've seen Toy Story 3. I don't think I've seen 3 onwards. I know I've seen the first 2. Maybe I've seen 3 once, at best. But that would be like it. I would have at most seen the first 3, but I can tell you for sure I've seen the first 2. Oh, we got ads. Sorry about the ads. I'm familiar with the Planes movie, but I never watched them. I've never seen any of the Planes movies. And the Cars movies, I've seen all 3 of them. It's been a long time though. I haven't watched any of like the Cars movies in a while. Got Metro for 2021. It was like Cars and Planes, but with trains. Huh. You know, that doesn't fully surprise me that someone decided to try and push forward with a concept like that. But at the same time, you know, there also already was something kind of like that. You know, Thomas the Tank Engine. I know wouldn't have been like exactly the same, but you know, I feel like that's already a concept that would have been similar enough. You know, people would have been comparing it to it. Like, just even in general, even the concept, you know. They made Boats a movie about talking boats. You know, it would have to be, I don't know, that's a concept, but the problem is, like, so, the reasoning why that can be a thing. Teacher, today class will be trying out Hazelnut. Kid named Hazel. Crazy. Hello there, Phil. It's excited for Despicable Me 4. In reality, I think it's cool for the people who are into it.
I've never watched a Despicable Me movie. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Kung Fu Panda 4. So when it comes to, okay, so let me talk a little bit about the movies here real quick. I've never seen a Despicable Me movie, not one, not a single one of them. And not out of like a dislike from. I want to make that clear. I've just never watched one. It's just literally never been. No, I've never seen even the original film. And again, it's not out of a dislike. It just never came up as something I was watching. So it just has never been watched by me. It's literally just one of those things where it's just sat there like, yeah, I've just never seen it. And then more movies got made about it, and I just like never watched them either because I never seen the original. Never got around to watching the original. So when it comes to Sonic movies, I've actually never watched Sonic, the original movie or the sequel. I want to, but I just never have. I'm not a Sonic fan. I never played any of the Sonic games. I've never played a Sonic game once in my life. Not once. Just never played movie and Inside Out 2. I'll get to those in a moment. But with Sonic 3, I think it's cool that there's a series of movies that have been based off of a very well-known IP. It's actually been going very well. From what I understand, a lot of Sonic fans love it. But yeah, it's never. Bro just doesn't play Nintendo games. You're not wrong. I don't think I've ever really played a Nintendo game. So when it comes to Kung Fu Panda 4, I'll be honest, I didn't realize they're making a new Kung Fu Panda. I guess that's just gone under my radar. I have seen Kung Fu Panda, great movie. Fucking love Kung Fu Panda. I've actually seen multiple of them. They're great movies. So if Kung Fu Panda 4 has like the same quality as the others, that'd be a good fucking movie. Cause I'm pretty sure I've seen at least 2 of the Kung Fu Panda movies, maybe all 3. Is most? Oh wow, I've missed a lot. I don't know how that's just never somehow shown up in anything on my feed. Yeah, I didn't know they were making a Kung Fu Panda 4. I'd probably watch it though, because I do like the series. And Garfield movie and Inside Out 2. So for Inside Out 2, I also never watched Inside Out. Personally, it's one of those movies I never watched. It kind of released in a point in time where a lot of my time was being taken up by school and my film appreciation, which was watching older movies, actually. So, like, I never watched Inside Out and just never got around to it after. The concept was always, like, okay at best, but just never really interested me that much. And for Garfield, okay, so if they do the movie right, it could be good. If they don't do the movie right, it's just not going to be that good. I'm actually a fan of Garfield, the character, I actually really love the old original Garfield and Friends show. That's a fun show. It is a pretty old show from what I remember. So, there's the Minecraft. Yeah, I've heard about the Minecraft movie. It really depends on what angle they do for the Minecraft movie. I'm California, what about you? I live in Illinois. I live in the Midwest. But yeah, the Minecraft movie, that's what I'm excited to see how they adapt a game like Minecraft. Because I'm starting to kick my ass, and I think it's sleep time for me. Yeah, go get some rest on you. Definitely sleep. I hope whatever is causing your pain goes away soon. But thank you so much for stopping on by. I really enjoyed having you here and talking for a while. It was really nice. What theme parks are out of Illinois? I don't think any are like specifically like super like based here. But so when it comes to like stuff that is in Illinois, we have a water park. I just don't remember what it's fucking called. Never been there. We have Six Flags. There's a Six Flags. There's a couple Six Flags in Illinois, I believe. It's a nice chat. Hope you all have a good day and night too. Yeah, same to you, Anya. Sleep well. John, where's my lasagna? Insert Eldritch Horror here. Yeah. Have any games we can play? I have quite a few games. I guess it would really just depend. I'm not really doing any games today though. I was mentioning this earlier. It has not happened in a little bit, but it has happened periodically, and I'm too far into stream to change what it is anyways. But especially at the start of stream, was having a lot of frame drop issues. It's been an issue I've been running into over the last couple of streams. Just a lot of bit rate dying. But today's stream was actually originally going to be Undertale Yellow. But I do have, some games or whatnot that, I do play with chat sometimes. But those tend to be, specialized, like, games or whatnot. I do sometimes do Lethal Company streams. which usually people are relatively open, you know, when they've been around for a bit to join in. On Lethal Company streams. We do a lot of modded. I haven't done one in a little bit though, and I don't know when the next one would be. I usually tend to do like open lobbies, sometimes when playing Dead by Daylight. And I've been getting back into playing Dead by Daylight again recently. But most of the games actually streamed have been like single player stuff. WALL-E, yeah, I do remember WALL-E. Great movie. Very much enjoyed it. And they announced a Zootopia 2 and a Moana 2. I'm very interested to see what they do for a Zootopia 2. And honestly, for a Moana 2. I feel like they're movies that didn't need sequels, you know? And also, aren't they still remaking Moana 1? So it feels weird to be putting out a sequel to the movie you're also remaking, like a direct sequel, like 2. And I also don't understand why they decided they needed to do a live-action remake of Moana. A movie that's been out for like 10 years. Toy Story is, yeah, I remember them making another Toy Story. But I haven't seen 3 or 4, so I need to catch... Oh, I have seen 3 maybe once. But I have to catch up by watching the series again. I don't know how 4 was. I know people liked 4. From what I remember. But it surprised me they're making a Zootopia 2 or Moana 2. They felt like great standalone movies. Like, they didn't need a sequel. I wouldn't look at Zootopia and go, yeah, that movie needs another one. I thought it was great on its own, you know? I didn't know Moana has been out. I think it's been... 10 years is a guess, Rezi. But hello, how are you doing? But I think it's been around for about 10 years. When did Moana release? Moana release date. Moana... Oh, yeah. Not 10 years. It came out 2016. I'm a couple of years off. Not by much, though. It's 8 years this year. Because it came out in November. So that's 7 to 8 years old. So that's still not too far off from 10 years, man. That makes me feel older. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Man, it's weird being at like 20. It is a long time. It is weird being like 20, which is the age I am. Even I'll feel old sometimes. I'll sit there and like, man, I feel old. And I'm only fucking 20. I can only imagine that shit gets worse the older you get. Because you just sit there and go, holy shit. This is like, you know, this has been out a while. And like, I was there. I watched that when it came out. I watched Moana when it came out. I actually really liked Moana. I thought it was a great movie. It's just, again, it's why I feel like it was a great solo movie. I never felt like it needed a sequel. And then they fucking live action remake announcement like last year. The movie not even 10 years old, man. What the fuck? That's fucking insane. But yeah, how's your day been, Rezi? And welcome into my scuffed stream turned to just chatting so that I can still do something. Because I've been having stream issues. Bitrate just dropping a lot. Today has probably been the least active of it, which is great. Maybe tomorrow or like Saturday when I actually get a next stream, it might not be an issue at all. Yeah, you talk a lot. I find that good. Well, thank you. Yeah, I like talking. I'm a very talkative person. I'm very good at holding a conversation with people. It's always been a skill I've had. A weird skill to have, especially since I didn't really grow up with like friends. But man, like when we used to go to the library or whatnot, we used to spend like an hour at the library, and I'd spend most of that like talking with librarians. Like I'd literally just sit down and just like chat with like librarians for a while about stuff. I've always been a very chatty person, which is funny because I'm kind of both an introvert and an extrovert mixed in together. I'm very good. I'm really good at talking like this when driving my car. That's fair, honestly. Ah, man, I need to get back into something I was supposed to do this year and I have not sat down and done at all is learning to drive. I have this right here. I showed this off accidentally earlier on stream, but I have the rules of the road book right here. I need to sit down and read over it so I can start learning to drive. Because I've yet ever got my... Fuck. I have a guess, by the way. Oh, a guess at what? Are we guessing something? What are we guessing? Did I miss something in chat? Oh, so funny thing is, you know how we're talking about Dark Souls and how long it's been since you played? I was right. Last time I played was January 3rd. Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Guess Jason 5... Okay, you think Jason Voorhees would be in DVD on year 10. Okay. You know, we're getting into what? This is year 8? This year's anniversary is 8? Right? So this coming anniversary is 8, right? I didn't miss a year in my brain. Kind of like Jason X. That's fair. Honestly, that's not a bad guess. That's actually a really that's a fair guess, because I know that they're still kind of caught up in some legal stuff and not really able to start licensing it out. So it's not like we were seeing him for the anniversary or next year at all. So that's year 8 basically completely taken care of, meaning I'd say year 9 or 10 is probably the most likely. So that's actually a very good guess on your part. I kind of have to agree. I'd say I'd probably maybe, if they get the license sorted out within the next year, year 9 is a bit likelier, but if it doesn't still, then 10, definitely. But I don't see why any of the license holders with Jason wouldn't want them in Dead by Daylight. I mean, especially seeing as the massive licenses that Behavior was able to work with over the last year. You know, Alien, Chucky coming into the game, and whatnot. And it's just free money, basically, for them, you know. It's literally just free money. So, yeah, I definitely don't see why they'd never bring him in. And we know he has an outstanding, like, invitation. So that's a pretty good guess. Oh, man. But yeah, so I'm glad you've been doing well. But yeah, I'm very talkative, like I was saying. I'm incredibly talkative. It's why I like going into content creation. When they just make Jason an MM clone. MM, not MN. MM? They would not be able to make him a Michael Myers clone, because it wouldn't work. Because Michael builds around stalking. Jason was never really a stalker. Yeah, you can't just put Jason X into the game because the person who has the license isn't paying. Yeah, no, the whole setup with Jason. Like, let's be honest, the variation of Jason we're gonna get is gonna be, because the thing is, right, when Behavior has to think about licensing, somewhat have Jason with, we have the Jason at home. But like, so here's the thing, and this is the thing like people think about, like, so if they're gonna be licensing out any version of Jason Voorhees, let's be honest. They're licensing out 3. They're licensing out the 3rd movie, Jason. Because that's where he gets the iconic hockey mask, right? So that's going to be the version they need to go for. That's going to be his default look. Because there's no way they're going to bring in any other version as the default, in my opinion. Unless they are forced to have to go with another one. They would go with the default look that is that iconic hockey mask wearing Jason Voorhees. I think they can get a lot of skins if they can really work it with the license holders. That'd be great. I'd love to see it. Just Jason come in a ton of skins of his different variation of looks throughout the movies. I think it would be fucking fantastic, and you can do so many. But Jason would definitely come in from the 3rd movie, because the 3rd movie is when he gets the mask. Something that everyone always remembers. And it would definitely be from the original series. I do not see them trying to go after a remake. Jason in the game could bring a mask. Oh yeah, it could. It really could. It is probably the most wanted license in the game. And it is the last of the iconic slashers that they have not been able to get in some way or another. It is the last one that I can immediately think of that is your known big old slasher IP. He is the final one. And once he's there, then, you know, Behavior will collect them all. Gotta catch them all, you know? I mean, he did it, you know? I also have Batman Billy. No, for the Billy buffs, this update have been really cool to see. I need to play a bit more DVD. I'll be doing some more this weekend, actually, because I'm, you know, back into enjoying DVD again. And I'm so glad to see Billy get so much. One big content creator on YouTube loves Jason so much. It's likely lots of his community would end up playing. Oh, I bet. And you gotta think about it. Like, there's so many people that would probably want to, you know. I mean, think about it like this. Friday the 13th, the video game, is a game that's had like a pretty small community for as long as time can go on. The only reason it was actually bigger at one point in time than Dead by Daylight was, right? And, you know, was looking to do better, but because it was obviously based around one license, you know, kind of fell behind Behavior because they started being able to get licenses and also unlicensed content of their own stuff. So you have all that. But, like, I bet you right now it brings so many video game, like, enjoyers in when they hear Jason Voorhees and Dead by Daylight. Bro, everyone would flock to fucking try him out. And it's way more scary than Dead by Daylight. I don't think I'd say it's really that much scarier. I played both games. I didn't play a ton of Friday the 13th, the video game. Neither one's scary to me. I think Dead by Daylight has more scare potential in almost the most situational advantage, like the situations. But in general, I've just never found both games to be scary. I found both to be utterly silly. I mean, I mean, come on. The game that has popularized the California Girls fucking meme. I can never see a game that has that in it and just be scared of the game. I'm gonna be real, at least with me personally. The game can have some good scares to it when playing Friday the 13th, but it's a game that I think was built around cheesy campiness, just like the original movies. It's what I think I always loved so much about the Friday the 13th game when I did play it, is that it had that cheesy vibe that you get from the original movies. Because most of the Friday the 13th movies suck. I'm gonna straight up say it. I've seen quite a few of them. They are bad. But they're in the bad, it's good territory. Because they're just enjoyable stupidity. It's something I love about the series, is they are stupid as all fuck, but they're just silly enough, just enjoyable enough to still be enjoyable, you know? Really, I have not tarnished mine own undergarments whilst engaging in Dead by Daylight. I never pissed myself playing the... I mean, I think I've had one moment in Dead by Daylight that really, like, got me. Overall. You know, like, Dead by Daylight can have some really spooky moments that just catch you off guard. Didn't have skins, not a ton of characters compared. That's fair. I never played early on in Friday the 13th. I was much later comer into the game. And I played a couple, like, I played a little bit with some people I knew. I played a little bit online. I never played too much, and then I kind of stopped playing the game. I played console specifically, and I never enjoyed sitting on my console for long periods of time. It's why, like, my console DBD even isn't too many hours. I think it was like 250 hours on console, which is still a lot, mind you. And for the other one, I played a lot. That's fair. Doth unfold eerie scenes that send shivers. You're great. Shed Eva, I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if the capitalization like matters in pronunciation, but I love what you're doing. That's great. It's making me laugh. But yeah, I mean, I've had like a couple of moments in DBD that have gotten me pretty spooked. I would say that the scariest thing I think ever happened in DBD though was playing back when dedicated servers weren't like how they were now, and they were run on the killer's end. Man, that shit was horrifying. Also, when it's wet outside and people are dead around you, it gets tunnel vision, and they literally scared me so bad. That's fair. It's just, again, Friday the 13th game was just so fun. I always found, and you know, it just embraced the cheesiness. That's why I think really made the game like as lovable to so many people as it is. It's to embrace the cheesiness. I don't know how early DBD players kept the game alive. They were stupid. There was no other way to put this. They were stupid. That is the only way the game kept playable. It was so mid back in the day. Now it is. It really is. So Rezi, when did you start playing DBD again? For thy gracious words. Thy praise resonates akin to the chilling presence of monsters in Dead by Daylight, weaving a compliment as haunting as those spectral figures. And all go to a masquerade party. Why specifically all of these, Phil? Why have you handpicked these? Another item for DBD and small. Yes, a new item would be great. But yeah, Rezi, when did you start playing DBD? What was your introduction to the game? Also, I will forever find how I got into DBD the funniest fucking thing imaginable, because they all wear masks. Oh, we got a little frame drop here. Things will be choppy for a moment here. Small amount, I think, in 2017 and got into... Okay. That's fair. Pray. What kind of items and add-ons would thou fancy in Dead by Daylight? Come on. Even out. There we go. I think we evened out. There we go. When I start... Oh, I was horrible, too. Don't get me wrong. And it was for... Sorry, the reason I'm asking is because the masquerade masks have been done, kind of, as, like, a thing for Dead by Daylight. some characters have gotten like actual like masquerade masks. It was an event for what, 2 years so far. I think it's been done. Oh yeah, no, Rezi, I get what you mean. I was horrible at Dead by Daylight. I was a salty killer main on console. I'm gonna tell you right now. I played a little bit of Survivor on console, but all the other time I was a salty ass killer main who fucking hated survivors. Bro, Old Object. Ooh, God, Old Object traumatized me. Methinks I shall bestow upon thee mine intention henceforth. Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I don't know about skill checks. I blew gens all the time and cannot heal others. I was like, what is happening? Oh, you sweet summer child. I knew a little bit. All right, so Rezi, are you ready to hear how I got into Dead by Daylight? Who got me into Dead by Daylight, I should say. Because that's the important thing, right? Is the who got me into Dead by Daylight. It's the funniest thing. Also, let me check something real quick. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, you actually got into Dead by Daylight earlier than I did. Time for someone to make a Mugen game for DPD killers with how big the roster was getting. But yeah, so one content creator in specific got me into DBD. I only know of DBD and got into them because of them. Oh, thank you so much, Eval. I've missed that L or I this entire time, but thank you so much. I really appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. Mine was Ohm Record. Mine is motherfucking hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. I got into fucking Dead by Daylight through Markiplier, who has now gone on record in more recent times to say he fucking hates the game. But verily, the affliction of my ADHD doth currently vex me great. Oh, I totally understand that, man. ADHD, man. I can very much get that. I've dealt with ADHD my entire life, basically. Mark played, no, super early into the game. He played with Bob and Wade and Jack in like customs, cause it was just the 4 of them. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just the 4 of them, and they played customs back like on the game's original release. Like a couple of videos, like 3 videos, I think it may have been at most, of them playing Dead by Daylight. That was how I learned about Dead by Daylight and got into Dead by Daylight. Oink is listed as a famous follower on your Twitch tracker page. Oh shit. That's... I mean, he is pretty... Oink is pretty big. He's fucking great. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Big content can play the game and get... Yeah, they really can. Like, I legitimately never would have heard of Dead by Daylight if it wasn't for Mark. And me just like sitting back watching some and it's like, man, this game looks stupid as fuck in a great way. It looks super fun and interesting. I want to check this game out. And then I got Dead by Daylight. Right after Legion released, I got Dead by Daylight. I'm a player. I'm an older player because it's still like, yeah, he's gotten back to streaming a little bit here and there. Rezi, I don't know if you've seen that or not, but he's done some streams recently, which has been great. It's been so good seeing him stream again. Fucking Oink is, I love him, man. He's great. I would be totally different if it wasn't for Oink, honestly. The youngling doth mock me with the moniker of sped for attending a study class in HSC to possess a scholarly prowess with a 4.3. 1 second, I'm BB watching your most famous clip. Oh, it's probably shit, man. All my clips suck. I'm gonna be honest, but alright, you do that. But yeah, no, but I got DBD, and I just started playing after Legion's release. Who wants to take a guess who I mained when as killer on Xbox? And I want to keep in mind that I owned 1 DLC. I'm really into Shakespearean modern English. It's hilarious. I love what you're going for, just saying. So it's fucking hilarious. I love the most casual conversation, and it's coming in with, the younglings doth mock me with the moniker of sped for attend. I love that. Ghostface. Alright, well, I started playing around start of 2019, basically. What in the world? Oh! Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's, the most famous. Good question. Good question. And what you just watched, I can't even fully explain it to you. But that's it's a two-parter clip. They're very funny. But I just started playing back, and I basically played on and off for like until about 2020-ish when I think I got it on PC. Because I know I got PC right before Nemesis was released. I mean, just Nemesis DVD release date. Because I got, that was 2021. So actually, it was 2021, I think, ish, when I started getting into playing DVD on PC. Excuse me. Back when I played DVD on console, I was a Doctor main. I played a Doctor. And we frame drops a little bit there. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's why I'm doing a talking stream. But so I played Doctor back then because I owned one DLC, and that was the Halloween DLC. And I played Michael, and he didn't feel great. I played him sometimes. I did Scratched Mirror. Loved doing Scratched Mirror back then. Oh my god, the difference between I'm just gonna say it right now. Playing DVD nowadays and doing Scratched Mirror and doing Scratched Mirror back then is so different. Hark! Silence! Speak not! For I shall suckle upon thy toes. I wear socks. You're gonna have difficulty with that. I wear socks constantly. Like I never not wear socks. I hate going around barefoot because it makes my feet feel dirty. So I walk around in socks because we don't have like the cleanest house because we have pets. So I always wear socks. For those are my two most watched clips. There's some the reasoning why, I mean, I'm super loud in those clips, by the way, is just like warning for you guys. But if these are the clips, I'm pretty sure they are. I was playing with some people and their internet was being so bad. Their internet was so bad. It led to some fucking hilarious shenanigans. And I'm just sitting there. We were all just, it was a thing. It was hilarious. It's fucking beautiful stuff. But yeah, so I played DBD a lot. Well, not like a lot, but on console, like on and off for a couple of years. I've seen a lot of changes. We got ads incoming soon. You guys got about like a minute or so, a couple minutes before ads. But I've seen so many changes from the original, like when I started playing from the original, and even from when I started playing to now. It's such a different game in so many ways, but so much better. You don't have stuff like Alt Object. You don't have stuff like BT only if you're in the terror radius. Your base kit BT, you know, you have DS not being bullshit. There's so many good things about newer DBD that I feel like you really like miss out if you never experienced them. But then there's so many things I still he'll do it to. Huh? What did you just clip? In truth, thy words echo the theatrical antics of Scooby-Doo. Fear not, from your slap awaits thee, or perhaps just a swift journey to Rome for added flair. But that's the thing I love about DVD. Some matches really do feel like Scooby-Doo-esque. It's great. But yeah, I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll probably stream for about another half hour-ish, probably ended about the 3-hour mark. But I'm gonna be right back. Ads are incoming, so great time to get some drinks, get some food if you need some, or you got something cooking, go to the bathroom, you know. You got a couple of minutes, so I will be right back. You guys get chair stream into ads, so enjoy that. I shall be right back. hopefully I'm back after the ads. The clip so you can watch it. See, alright. I'll probably watch soonest. Oh, good. Good, you have drinks next to you. That's always good then. So do I. It's where I keep my drinks. I got banned in a channel. What would you like to put me as an unbanned request? I remember I only get one. Oh, what happened? How'd you get banned? Wait, what happened if you had to get banned in someone's channel? That's interesting. Hark, might thou graciously share thy bounty with me, kind sir. Pepsi Wild Cherry, 0 sugar. You know, I've never drank much Pepsi. I'm not too much of a soda drinker anymore. My household, we actually drunk a lot of water, basically. Growing up, we didn't keep, like, special drinks in the house to drink. We didn't have soda. We didn't even have a lot of juice. It was milk. When you're old enough, like you had to be a teenager at this point to get coffee, if you wanted coffee, and water. I had a lot of water growing up. That's why these days I drink flavored water. I just found out when you said someone just came back to streaming, I went into their channel to see... What? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. That's, I guess why I'd put it is, formally requesting to be unbanned, maybe, like, did it come with, like, a reasoning? Because if not, like, if you don't have, like, any reasoning to, like, I don't know how, I've never been banned in someone's stream, so I don't know if you ever get told, or, like, anything, like, why, but, that's insane. I'd definitely ask if, like, what happened, and if they, like, they knew you were banned, or if they did, like, what the reasoning was, to at least get, like, closure on why, and whatnot, so you know, like, because it's hard to appeal for something if you don't know, like, what the reasoning is, right? It is a sweet nectar of cherries, bereft of sugar, a potion named Pepsi Wild Cherry 0. Man, cherry is the best flavoring for anything, by the way. I gotta admit, I love me cherry flavored stuff. But yeah, definitely, like, so you kind of stopped by to come, check things out, see how things were, and you found out that you were banned, and clearly you don't know why, or remember why, or whatnot, so check in, be like, hey, I'm banned. I don't know why. So if you could tell me why I was banned, so I, know how to appeal to it, stuff like that. That's probably how I would go about it. That's crazy though, to find out you're banned. But yeah, I've never been banned from anyone's stream before, oddly enough. I've heard some really stupid stories about people getting banned though, let me tell you. I've had people just go in, be like a normal ass person and just get banned. I think it's involving someone else, to be honest. That is possible. That does make a certain amount of sense. Obviously it's probably not the thing to talk about, like, directly on stream. I know why you're, like, being a little vague, not wanting to fully go into it, and that's totally understandable. But I hope one of us gets, like, solved or whatnot and can come to, like, an agreement. I'm sure you can. Because, I'm sure something can be talked out or whatnot, especially with, like, full understanding. But it definitely that's a weird thing to have happen. But yeah, no, I've had to ban very few people from my stream, like proper people. Let me tell you though, do you guys want to hear the most frustrating experience I ever had where I just eventually had to ban people? Because this was back, like a year, yeah, probably a little bit about a year ago, back when I played a lot more DBD. I had a match, just a simple match, but I was playing Legion, and it was a bit of a weird match. Someone did something really odd. I don't remember what it was. I think they, like, wiggled out of, they wiggled out of my grasp instantly after I picked them up. Like, they hadn't been down long, just instantly wiggled out of my grasp. So after the match, I sent in a report. I even said, and I was talking on stream about this as well, I have no reason to believe they're not cheating. They might be, they might not be. This is a really weird thing that happened. It could be a Dead by Daylight TM bug. But I'm still going to report it anyways, and give what happened. Now, if it's a bug, I'm sure the people going with the reports can go, yeah, this wasn't a cheat, this was a bug. It won't affect anything. I doubt they'd get banned from my one report even saying in this that this might be a bug or might not. And they claimed it was a bug, right? But I just wanted to put in a report just to be sure. And they'd come into chat and they started like defending this person or whatnot, and like they just kept going at it, and I kept giving them like reason why, because like, hey, you know, we're saying that because there's these people that have been playing with them, like we're playing with them, we're saying they're not cheating. It's like, okay, cool, you can say that, but why would I trust you or believe you? Could you easily be lying for your friend? You know, it's like me saying, like, it doesn't change anything, bro. It went on for so long. I had to ban them because they just wouldn't shut up about it. And I think it just lasted for like 20 minutes or something like that, just this back and forth between them. And they started getting really petty, because I eventually only banned them because they started being like insulting and petty, but not even just toward me, but towards other people on my channel. The thing is, like, I don't care if people come in and be insulting towards me. You can come in, you can call me ugly, stupid, fucking, you know, yell shit at me or whatnot. I don't really give a fuck. Use up all your energy. I ain't gonna really pay too much attention to it. Move on. I felt it best. You start insulting the people in my chat. You can start insulting my viewers, you know, people who hang out here or whatnot. That's too far. Fucking get out of here. Gone. That's just like something I don't like it when people have done. And I've had to ban a couple of people for that. And it's super cringe to see people come in and be like, I'm gonna go into someone's stream and just be a complete asshole to other people I don't even know, just because. So I've had to ban people, and that's like the only reasoning I think I've ever banned anyone. Just read up on Night. They seem interesting. Have you played them? I have played them, Fo. I own them. I've played them. I hate playing against them, but I have played them. I just don't find playing them to be terribly fun myself. Playing them or against them, they've always been super boring to play against every time I've ever played against them, personally. But yeah, no, so to tell you right now, I've played every killer in Dead by Daylight, current, every single one. Even if it was just on PTB, I've still played them. No matter what, I've tuned in for every PTB for at least a match. In against some people. Usually I test out against bots for a little bit, then do like an actual match or two against real people. I don't think I ever did Chucky against real people. I did mostly bot matches because queues were just so long. But I've played every killer in the game. Even if I don't currently own them, I played them on PTB. And this will always be a running trend with me. Even when I wasn't playing the game consistently, I tuned in just for this. Just so I could, you know, try them out, see what they were like. But yeah, I have played them. They're interesting in concept. I just think they're very poorly executed in how they do it, and just very unfun. Overall for both sides, because you tend to see him, because the thing is, like, he just incentivizes leaving. You can't loop against a guard, so you just have to hold W and leave and hope that you don't get cut off by the knight. I mean, some do a playstyle where they kind of lead ahead, but again, it's just like, it removes a form of interactivity for the most part, because usually you just gotta hold W in a direction. I share for it. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and share for the class. What you have? Yeah. Come back. Something going well for you. Just a bit surprised by the ban with no reasoning. Either way, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'm glad you decided to do a stream recently. I have not been a good person or friend to plenty of people in the past and recently, so I can understand your decision to keep me banned if you feel like I'd deserve to remain banned. Happy to see you're doing well. Okay. That's not bad. I guess. Like I said, yeah, that's totally understandable. I can totally understand, you know, that, and honestly, it's a very respectable way of putting things. I think that's pretty good. Like I said, the only thing I would have like even added is just like if you do keep me banned, can you at least tell me like the reasoning type thing? Because I always find having that like closure of at least that knowledge stops it from being so much of an itch, right? At least for me personally. I don't know if this is a thing for you. So especially if this isn't a thing for you, you don't even need to think about this. But at least for me, if like, I kind of like have this like I need to know type thing, right? Like I want to know why. Otherwise, I'll sit down like I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Because for me, at least, I'm always about self-improvement. I always try to improve myself the best I can. I try and learn from my mistakes, learn from my fuck-ups, learn from what I've done wrong. Because if I can figure out what I've done wrong, I can you know, improve myself. Because they have one unban request, the person can put. Okay, that's fair then. Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, for me, I'm always about like improving myself. I've improved. Man, I'm such a different part. Like you guys never got to see how bad I have been in the past. I've been a really shitty person and a really shitty friend in the past. I've changed myself a lot in how I am, and the person I am, the type of person I am, over a lot of self-improvement and growth from who I used to be. I used to be a lot more toxic in a lot of ways. Man, I used to be so bad, and I'm still improving myself, man. I still have improvements that I need to make on myself. Recently, I've noticed I've just kind of been in a really bitchy mood. I've just been kind of bitchy to some people. I've been trying to work on that. I think I've just been in a really kind of not great headspace due to some stuff going on. I just need to kind of set that aside and stop taking it on people that I shouldn't be taking it out on, basically, you know? And it's something that's been, I want to work on myself more because I hate treating people poorly, you know? Especially because, you know, I treat some of the people I care about the most really shit sometimes. And it always makes me feel really bad. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, and I've been on the receiving end of it too, you know. I will say one thing, you know, I will say one thing though. Something I've learned, for me personally at least, you know, everyone's different. However, I will say sometimes, oh, we're having frame drops as I go to say this. Glad. Yeah. No. You're fine. You're great. Bro, Stream Deck, literally the moment I get this message, Stream's like, die. No, you're great, Resi. You know, I never would have, you know, brought people over to you, you know, rated you, you know, whatnot. I think you're great. You're chill. I've never had a reason not to like you. Never once been given one. You're great, Resi. At least from everything I've seen. But with hold on, I lost my train of thought there for a moment. Bro, everything happened at once. My brain scrambled. It's like fucking eggs up in there. Scrambled eggs. Anyone hungry? Fucking, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't ask what I do sometimes. I'm insane. Man, I don't know why. Sometimes something happens and it just scrambles my entire reasoning process of how I do anything, and I just become the most unhinged person for like a fucking minute at least. And egg and cheese, yeah. Nathan, do you know that DOG survivors? Yeah, I've heard of it. I need to look more into the game. Whoa, somehow I didn't notice this, but at some point your record viewer was 94. When did I miss that? So that was a while back. McDonald's employee. That's me. So, let me explain how my record view was at 94. That was actually through a raid. I specifically remember it because it was a really awesome time that happened. Because it was during my first year of streaming. And Oink raided me. This was back when I streamed more from like early in the morning to late in the mornings. So this was, I think, during a longer, like 9 long hour stream, I think it was. And Oink had raided me. And he'd had like 100 plus viewers with him. And you know, they'd raided in or whatnot. And it was great. It was awesome, honestly, that he'd done that. So that's where the 94 viewer peak of viewers came from, since you asked. But yeah, no, Rem, I have heard about DOG Survivor. I did not know it was in early access. Is it available on Steam? I haven't actually like looked into it too much. I need to look more into it. I know it's a top-down shooter from what I remember, which I think is cool. Also, looking at your page, everything is up. You're doing good. I know. The streams recently my streams have been doing better. My ability to stream has been doing worse. I've been more, okay, that's good. I might actually like, I knew that it's been in the works or whatnot. But man, my ability to stream has been downright horrible recently. Frame drops have been a problem I've been dealing with recently. You know, just my bitrate has been crying about it. This is the third stream where I had problems trying to stream. Luckily, this was the least problematic out of those streams, so I'm hoping this means that these problems are like going away, and I can get back to streaming normally. But no, streams have been great. People have been showing up. You know, we've been having a pretty active chat, which has been amazing. The fact that people are just showing up, watching, chatting with me has been fabulous. I do love you guys so much. It's why I still push myself to stream. Because, man, I've been dealing with a lot of motivation issues. Games streamed, too. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. 2 games. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Well, no, I've been streaming more games than that recently. Like, I know it wasn't too recent, but I did Lethal Company stream somewhat recently. I mean, I did a lot of Resident Evil 2. That's probably what one of those games is. It's probably Resident Evil 2. I better take a guess. I don't know, it has been a little bit since I streamed it, though. What are the 2 games? What 2 games has it down me for playing? Because technically I've played multiple, well, tried to at least. I tried doing Undertale Yellow, but every time I've tried over the last, like, 2 times I've tried to stream this damn game, it does not let me. I'm told, no, you are not allowed to stream, not here, not now. I cast dropped frames. DVD and Resident, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I've been in a lot of Resident Evil recently, man. I really want to, I can't, like, spend the money on it, but I want to sometime get Biohazard and Village and do full stream playthroughs of those games as well. Eventually. This will happen some point in time. No guarantees to when, but they're going to happen. And whatnot. Actually, no, never mind. Yeah, I was just thinking. Like, I've played more games recently than Resident Evil 2. I tried doing a Resident Evil 4 stream. DPD and ATO. Oh, you're looking at my most streamed games. That's what you're looking at for. You're looking at my most streamed games. Those are the games that have, like, had the most time dedicated to them on streams. That's what it is. Okay, that's what you're... Yeah, those 2 actually make a lot of sense. I'd expected to see Inscriptions probably up there as well. I know I did a lot of Inscription for when it was originally out, you know. I've streamed quite a few games, and I've planned to stream quite a few more. And, you know, I will say this now, I've not really been in the mood for, like, Dark Souls recently. I know Foe has been really dying to see Dark Souls content again. I've just not been in the headspace for Dark Souls. It's a very difficult game for me to play, because it just... Now it says games streamed, and it refers to this month. I've streamed more than 2 games this month, though. Gamer, that... I'm gonna fact check you real quick, because I can think of at least 4 games that I've streamed this month alone, in technicality. Undertale Yellow, I've tried streaming twice. I wasn't able to actively stream them. I tried doing Resident Evil 4 the other day, couldn't stream that either. I know Across the Obelisk, I know Dead by Daylight, and there's at least one other game I can try and think of right now that I did in a recent stream that was this month. Because we're 16 days in, so it's got to be something else. What was it? Might have still been Resident Evil 2, actually. Yeah, but if your favorite streams that... to the amount of games I've actually streamed, it should. But the fact that Across the Obelisk is just in DVD, I mean, I've done more than 2 games this damn month, goddamn. But anyways, oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, just, wait, what was I saying? I was saying, I forgot. My brain's gone. If I start talking about something for like 3 minutes, it's gone. Obliterated from my memory, man. I am not thinking about it anymore, and it might as well not exist. It's just obliterated, and I couldn't care. I couldn't know. I literally, I cannot remember what I was talking about. This is what I'm saying. My memory is so bad sometimes, because if I stop thinking about something, it's like object permanence. Oh, there's something there. Oh, there it is. Like, I have to be reminded. Do you have time to play something after stream? It's a bit dependent. I already have possible plans. It really depends on how they're feeling, but I already made plans to try and play Power World with Foe, because we tried playing the other day and he had to hop off because of something. So I wanted to maybe get in today if he had an opportunity to. I had asked him earlier. Well, I'd said earlier I kind of wanted to play with him after stream. So if he ends up like wanting to do that, I'll probably end up playing that with him. But then I could probably make plans with you for like Saturday, because Friday is going to be a busy day for me, because Friday is the day I spend time with my dad, and then I have stuff going on afterwards. And I want to sit down and edit tomorrow as well, get some video, like stuff edited. I want to get into actually uploading gameplay on my YouTube again instead of just talking videos and shit. So I want to get some actual gameplay uploaded as a YouTube video. So I want to do some editing tomorrow. That's like my plans for what I do tomorrow. So yeah, I do have the opportunity. My face when first sleep before I got off work. So we went. Yeah, happens, man. I have 71 banned accounts and 69 are hot. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me, Rez. This is awesome. I'm gonna say this right now. That's awesome. You have 2 actual like people banned. I think I have more people banned than you, but not by much. I think most of my bans are bots. The hotspots. Yeah, I'll let Rezi explain this one real quick for you. He'll probably give a better explanation than I can give. I've always been shit about explaining things. I'm horrible at explaining things. Do you guys? How can I be so talkative and so great at talking, but I'm so horrible at actually explaining something? Like, I'm the epitome of I cannot explain stuff. Well, I had more just to unban them all last year or before bans. Okay, that's fair. The evil resident is going to explain something to me. That doesn't seem very trustworthy. No, he's very trustworthy. Existed in 2021 around September. Yeah. The Who's bots. Uh-oh, yeah, dying again. That's fine. What the end of stream, I don't really care too much about that at this point. But yeah, no. So you can trust this evil resident. He's not that evil. The bots are going to follow, and lots more came into streams to follow. Yep. You know what's really funny is, Rezi, actually at the start of stream I was talking about something that kind of ties into this issue, because one of my redeems that I have in stream is, a redeem to be able to talk during subscriber only chat, which I think I put in because, you know, during all the times like these raids, like the hate raids and shit like that, were a thing, because, you know, this was also not quite at the exact same time, but a little bit after all this like Hoss shit. You had all like the hate raids that would happen where people would get fucking raided and everything in chat was just being spammed like slurs and shit. I think it happened to me. I don't remember if it happened to me or it happened to me once, but you know, I had it so that there was redeemed so people could talk in subscriber only chat, so I could turn that on when shit like that would happen. Get people in trouble by spamming them with fake followers. Yeah, no, I remember that shield mode wasn't a thing back then. I am glad that, I'm actually really glad they found a solution for it too. But yeah, back then shield mode wasn't a like solution for this shit. In the hotspots you couldn't stop at all because there was followers and whatnot. But when you got hate rated, what you do is you put it into subscriber only mode, because they wouldn't be subscribed, so they can't spam your chat with shit. That was always like the solution you'd see people come to when they're working. But yeah, shield mode being a thing is great. I've never had to use shield mode. Shield mode has been activated in my stream once, and it was by a mod who didn't know what it did. It was like, oh, what's this? Oh fuck, what have I done? They had no idea what the fuck it did. It was like, what's this do? And then once they saw what it did, it was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. Let me undo that. Fucking. This is the only time I've ever had to use shield mode. Luckily, I have not had any like shitty hate raids happening. There was no fucking confirm. Yeah, there wasn't. That's because it's a fast acting thing, you know. However, I am gonna be ending stream here, and honestly, I'm looking at it, and someone just went live, I believe, so I'll be rating them. It just did it, yeah. I think they actually just went. I was literally just looking moments ago at my live list. I was gonna say I was just gonna end stream no raid, because no one I saw like live was someone I was gonna raid. Because I do follow some people, but I don't always like raid everyone I follow. Either for like it's been so long since I've checked in on them, I don't remember if their content great, or like you know, other times where it's like this person's too big for me to raid. Like you know, there's a content creator I do follow who's way too big for me to raid, but someone just went live about the follow. Yeah, I know what you mean. Live at the time, the best thing to do was end stream and ban the bots, then go live later. Yeah, but yeah, no, the bots used to be an epidemic, like literally about when I started streaming. Like, you had a lot of like bot scare, more or less. Yeah, we're actually gonna be rating out, so thank you so much everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Shed Ival or Ivai, I'm not quite sure if that's an L or an I, but thank you so much. when they follow, the followers would be with, no. Oh, it was horrible. But I mean, thank you so much, Resi, you know, Foe, Anya, you know, everyone for hanging out. You know, also, you know, obviously the regulars, you know, you got Foe, you got Dark, you have Sharky. Just thank you everyone for being here. The hotspots, so you can make Nathan have notifications. Spoilers, I didn't know about that. Yeah, I haven't had many notifications from you in a long time, Foe. You know, I just don't think we've had that. Though, against hotspots, like, I never got hit by the hotspots, Foe, so I guess if you mean it like in that sense, you did win against them because I just never got hit by the hotspots. But thank you guys so much for watching. I've had a nice talking stream. I don't do talking streams too often. I want to do like maybe one a week. One talking stream a week is what I'm thinking. But right now I'm using them as I can't do a normal stream, so I'm going to do this type thing. And I'll probably be doing that for the next couple weeks. Because, well, we've been having some problems. That we're going to be raiding out to, I'm going to move this up here. We're going to be raiding out 7th. They're currently doing Alien Isolation. They usually do some Alien Isolation stuff to start stream with, and then do a different game. But Alien Isolation is a great game. You know, we have Raid 1 for if you're not subbed, and Raid 2 for if you are. So you can always be partaking in the raid even if you're not subbed. That way you never feel like you're left out. But you don't have to, it's always an optional thing. In a while, but it's like a cord snake. The longer I take to do it, again, the bigger amount of good subs I'll give it. Ooh, that's horrifying, because it's been a while. That scares me, Foe. You saying that scares me. Like that, yeah, not many things can strike fear into my heart. That does, because I'll be like streaming someday and I'm gonna get hit by like a fucking nuclear bomb of subs and I'm just gonna die on stream. I'm gonna have a heart attack right there. I'm just gonna... I'd be dead. But thank you guys so much for being here and joining me on stream. Did I hit the raid button already? I did. It's just waiting to do the raid. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Seriously, it's been legalized. Nuclear subs. wait, non-nuclear submarines. No! But thank you guys so much for just being here today. I needed this. This was a very stress-free stream for a stressful stream, if you know what I mean. Just having you guys to talk to. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And for you on YouTube end, thank you guys so much for watching or being here for the stream. Really means a lot. So I'll see you guys. Bye.